After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the dye lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 487. Today is Monday, January 10th, 2022, as we are recording. I am Marlecia, also known as Lady Fernica.
And I'm Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy. I have this curl that's just like...
It's not in the middle of your forehead.
No, it's not. It's the... I get the flippies sometimes.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad you found us. We hope that you find something that you like so you'll keep coming back. And if you are returning, we're always glad to have you back. If you are new or in the shadows, or if you're new and returning, and you are in the shadows, please feel free to join us officially. We have a little subscribe button on your right and a little bell. If you tap those, you can get notifications when we put the podcast up.
The subscription will only give you, like if you had to hit the bell to see how often you subscribe,
right,
you get subscription. Just mean that you can find us easier.
If you want to take part in the alongs and all the camaraderie, the occasional giveaways, that kind of thing, that happens at our homepage, which is phnpodcast.freeforums.net. That's phnpodcast.freeforums.net. The information is down in the description box below the video. Okay. So where are we?
I always feel like Luke Skywalker when I put on one of these. Remember New Hope he put on his?
Are you ready?
We're doing it every other because I have two teas.
Okay.
So my first one is my breakfast. Well, I dumped my original breakfast tea because it has very strong raspberry aftertaste to the black tea. And I wasn't the only one who tasted that. So at first I thought it was just me. But I couldn't stand it, so I dumped it. But that's what happens when you try new teas. You take chances. Especially, that's why I got only a sample from Community. So I ended up getting one of my favorites out because I felt like I needed a treat. And I got chocolate mocha tea for the little gray cells. And it's in my Memento Mori mug because that's what I chose to drink from this morning.
They already had this one this morning.
You did.
A little bit.
It's been sitting a while, so it might be...
It has a slightly different taste than mine.
What do you mean?
Because mine's also a chocolate.
Right, well, because this one... I don't have pu'er, for one thing. It's got mocha, it's got matcha tea. You don't have toasted matcha to yours. And I have honeybush. So you don't have either of those.
That has a slightly nutty flavor to it.
That's the mocha nut matcha.
Now this is this is what my daughter's head looks like mug. Okay. And I have in here, it's also an adagio tea.
Mom, mine also has hazelnut in it.
Right. This is also an adagio tea that I tasted in a sample, those little ones that you get in the communities. I think it was actually in the community that they gave me as a freebie, a week's worth when I bought something.
Yeah.
And this one I really like.
No, I gave that to you. You didn't have it in a community. We looked at chocolate teas, and you said, that looks good, and I picked that up for you, and I picked up a different chocolate one that you don't like as much.
Right, I like it, but not as much.
So your original pack was this size.
It is. I have it in my... I just threw it away because I just finished it.
Yeah. So that's why.
This is a chocolate chai pu'er. And this has got pu'er tea, ginger, cardamom, cocoa nibs, natural chocolate flavor, dark chocolate chips, cloves, natural spicy cinnamon flavor. And I probably should have shaken this before I...
Shake.
Yeah. Because the loose leaf, if you don't shake it, you run the risk of having it have more of one ingredient than the other than it should. So anyway, so this is my tea right here.
Okay, so then my last tea.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry. I beg your pardon. I probably won't like this because I don't like chai. I mean, I have one or two.
It's a pu'er.
It's chai pu'er. Chocolate chai pu'er.
Is it?
Yep. Because that's why I picked it up for you. Because I didn't know you liked Pooh Air at that point. I heard it hit the mug, but I don't know where it went. I don't think it went in the mug.
No, it went this way. I don't know where it went.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it later.
That's nasty.
I like this.
I just don't like chai tea. I only have a couple teas, and the other flavors have to really drown out the chai. It's really fun. Mom and I have some really distinctly different tastes. While we have some that we like in common, we have enough that we don't like in common that's really good, because then if we try something and the other one of us doesn't like it, there's a good chance the other one does.
And then there's some that we just have to dump.
Like I did this morning.
Yeah. On occasion, that we find one that we just...
Well, the weird thing about the one this morning is Mom found it weak, which that would have been last term I would have used for that tea. It's just so odd because her sense of smell is so much better than mine.
And also, I have a very sensitive...
She's very sensitive
black tea palate. Apparently, my letters are going to be mixed up on the tongue today, so fair warning.
But I also ended up having a flare right afterwards, so maybe I had some heightened sensitivity.
It could be.
Okay, so this one here is another favorite. This is a another Adagio tea. I didn't think about whether this is Adagio tea spot. I'm like, wait, this is Adagio. Black Dragon Pearls from Yunnan, China. It's so it's hand rolled dragon pearls. Yeah, it doesn't have any other ingredients because I guess that's just the kind of tea it is. And I'm gonna pull one out.
Black tea?
Yeah. Do I set this down a second if you want to take a sip?
I'm probably not gonna like this.
Hang on, let me give it another stir. No sense in.
Did you steep it low?
Yes.
Then I have a
Steep low.
I've found that if I steep it at a lower temperature, there's more chance of me being able to drink it.
So this is what it looks like, and you put 3 of them per a cup, 2 to 3 per cup.
This with a fair amount of almond milk would taste, it's not bad actually, would taste like the tea that I used to call milky tea in England.
Oh, okay.
You put I think if I put some almond milk in here, I would have very much of a nostalgic kind of, I might have to think about that, getting some of this just so I can have it with the
That's one of the more expensive teas. What I would suggest is just maybe, since you might not drink it that way all the time, if you just give me some and then I supplement it to you when you want it.
That's what I do.
Because then you don't have a bunch of it just sitting there possibly going...
Right.
Not being its freshest.
Right.
Because I'm more likely to drink it more often than you are.
I mean, honestly, that's not a bad
Now, if you
tea.
find that ends up being a staple for you...
Well, I'm trying to find... My goal is to find 2 or 3 staple black teas, and then...
and this could become one,
that possibly could become one, and then I want to have a staple teas, and maybe 10 or 12 staple teas. And
the sad thing for me is one of my staple teas I like for something is something I can't actually purchase. I have to get it with points.
Right, the reindeer fuel.
The reindeer fuel, because I love that in a latte.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had it in a chai latte like the one lady did when she dropped her tea on the floor. At least she didn't drop the mug, which is what I thought she did initially. Which is why I was like, how could you sweep it back into the... Oh!
Yeah. So I'm putting this here. Now.
So, I'll go ahead and cover it. And Mom's using one of my warmers.
Yeah, I have one up in my closet, but I forgot about it. Up in the...
And then as your tea gets lower, if you're concerned about getting too hot, you can always lower the temperature.
Okay. All right. Where are we going from here? You're first.
Well, we still have to do
business. Yeah, we do have business.
I'm like, wait a second, I usually have knitting time here. What's missing?
Okay, I sent off the first... Okay, Rena contacted Laura already, so I think her prize is already sent out. And I sent out 2 or 3 packages of the people who contacted me early on, so those are all out as well. Steph, I just saw your message, so I will try to get that out as soon as possible. I Know Who You Are, I think, is the one
I was going to say, I thought you were still waiting on her.
I think I'm waiting on I Know Who You Are for prizes. Let me see here. Yes, I still have the prizes up here from last time along. So yes, I Know Who You Are. I need to hear from you about what you won and your address and all that kind of thing, okay? And it's in the last podcast if you don't know what you won, okay? All right, let me see here.
Because I forget who I was talking to, so they were a little bit behind.
Apparently.
Yes, ma'am?
Oh, I know what happened. It's good that I didn't do this so I could see who it was that was still needing to contact me. Everybody contacted me except I know who you are.
Uh-huh.
And I left all the alongs in there for the prizes, so I was able to find that. Okay, so now PHN Tea and Tails Cowl Cowl Lowl is now in full swing. It's January 1st, 2022 through midnight going into January 1st, 2023. Ooh, that is weird.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, just
someone was saying in the comments, I think it was Rena who posted it, although I could be wrong. She had posted a clip of Soylent Green,
Soylent Green, yeah.
And apparently that's set during 2022. Which is so weird.
It is.
Because they honestly thought it was that futuristic back then.
It's like 1984. I mean, it's just, you know, all these things that happen.
Well, the 1984 wasn't meant to give an... Oh, yes, it was. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Animal Farm.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
So, anyway.
Although 1984, was the technology at that point yet?
I always get 1984 mixed up with Fahrenheit 451.
No, Fahrenheit 451 is different than 1984.
Oh, I know it is.
Yeah.
I
the
get
family is not in 1984. I haven't read 1984 the entire way through. But, 19... I couldn't get through it. It was a little too much for me.
I don't think I've ever read it. I think I've seen the movie.
I tried reading it in college.
I might have read it in high school and don't remember it.
I think you would remember. It actually has a couple of sections where they focus on relation.
Okay, I don't need to know.
Yeah, it's not Mom. I would not suggest it for Mom. I didn't continue reading it. But I was trying to...
Fahrenheit 451?
For Fahrenheit 451, we were talking about Soylent Green, futuristic...
2022.
Man, I lost it.
Okay, well, it'll come back to you. Anyway, this runs until January 1st of 2023, okay? And that's midnight going in... Go ahead.
1984, some of the stuff makes me think, just a concept, makes me think of Max Headroom.
Right.
Where they have the TVs on all the time.
You couldn't turn them off. You had to put a jacket out over it or something.
Talk about a dystopia.
Yeah. Well, you know what that's kind of like, too, is the movie Running Man.
I do remember Running Man. I don't remember a lot about Running Man. It almost was like a Hunger Games type thing, wasn't it?
Kind of, but not.
You had to race.
No, but that was if you were a prisoner. You were a criminal. And they had a game show, and you supposedly were able to win your freedom. But well, I don't want to do any spoilers in case nobody's seen it.
Yeah, but some concepts are similar to Hunger Games.
Well, it's another dystopian kind of thing. But anyway, for the Tea and Tails, January 1st to January 1st.
Hey guys, if any of those have books, you can use them.
Yes. This is goes the whole year long. Midnight Eastern Standard Time going into 2023 is the cutoff. And as we've said repeatedly for these things, if it's still open a little later than that, you can put things in, just don't depend on that, okay? Projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted. Previous whips are allowed, but must be worked on during the along and must reflect the theme of tea and or tails. I don't know, I'm half off the screen. Projects...
When you lean forward, you tend to go off.
Let's see here.
Maybe what you need to do is bring your show nose closer.
Projects must be tied in some way, shape, or form to the theme of tea and or tails. And tails, we mentioned this last week. Novels, short stories, as long as it has a beginning, middle, and end. I think we even said narrative poetry, plays, children's books that have beginning, middle, or end. But not nonfiction. It has to be fiction, okay?
Mom, if you turn it sideways, this actual phone, your print will be bigger. Oh, okay. Usually it happens that way, but I guess not.
Okay. Anyway, what I was saying here. One whip per project per week. The FO whenever it's finished. We do have prizes. I just haven't decided what they are yet. Our featured patterns and yarns. As always, my yarn and my one pattern. That's Lady Fernicle Creations. Talia's patterns. That's Franciscan Gypsy Designs. Laura Concert's yarn and patterns. That's Lollipop Girl Yarns, and I think it's Laura Concert Designs for her patterns. KF Jones patterns, and Mom Cook patterns, and Joanna Johnson patterns, as long as they can be tied in some way to tea and or tails.
And with Joanna Johnson, she does have things like Anne's and Green Gables and things like that. She also has her original books, which are published books.
Right, they are books.
I mean, they're books outside of, there are people who are not knitters who pick up the book because they want to read the cute little story. So it is a literal book, not just a pattern book that has an excuse of a story that really doesn't hold together.
No, it
holds on its own whether or not you are a knitter.
Okay, if you use a featured pattern or a featured yarn in a finished object, that's 2 chances at a prize. If you use a featured pattern and a featured yarn in a finished object, that's 3 chances at a prize, but you are responsible for your own multiple posting. And as always, the project in some way has to have some tie into tea and or tails. Okay, prizes are going to be pulled quarterly, and there may be another year, all-encompassing year prize. This time I think it's going to be that box of yarn that Emma sent. It was going to be this year, but we let Laura's be this year because we would use it if she gave it to us. So Emma's will probably be the one for next year, for this end of this long, okay, for the full year. And Looney Hiker, who is Pat, made a donation of one of her sock patterns. It's called Graveyard Field Socks, and that's one of the 2 prizes for the first quarter. Okay, so it's a very generous donation from Pat. Thank you very much. And you can see it on Ravelry.
Beautiful pattern.
Yeah, you can see it on Ravelry, or you can see it on Lovecrafts.
I need to convince myself she does toe up where I tend to do cuff down, and I need to mix things up a little bit and try her toe up. I haven't knit toe up for years. I just tend to do
you do what you like. I know.
But I want to try some of her patterns.
Well, try it.
I should see if I can adjust it so I can do it cuff down.
Well, if you do, you should tell her what you did.
Because I like the way the heel is built for cuff down. I like I know you can do a gusset and all that for toe up. It's just I'm stuck in my ways.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, PHN Ready Set Go is the other cowl we're doing, and this one, the rules are basically the same. The featured yarns and patterns are just my yarn and my one pattern, Talia's patterns, and Laura's yarn and patterns. Okay, and there is no theme for this except for the fact that it has to be started no earlier than January 1st. This is all the new things. Okay, and in January only, you can frog things and get credit. Okay, if you frog something, you have to have a picture side by side of what the project was and then the frog. So in other words, you'll see the shawl and then the ball of yarn. Okay, in the same thread. All right, and if I'm confusing you, if you look in the thread, several people have already done this, and you can see what I'm talking about.
And there was someone who had finished a project and ripped it.
And ripped it. That's fine. Okay, if you ripped it out, that's fine. So the rules are basically the same, but with those caveats. And if you need to see, if you have any questions, check the rules in the group at PHN Home. I can't remember the
PHN
link.
podcast at freeforms.net.
Yes, it's in the description box, and you'll see it there. And if you have any further questions, you can just contact me or put a question in the group, and either I'll get to you, or Ty will get to you, Ren will get to you, somebody will get to you. We have a couple of moderators, Patty, and I forget who the other one is. I'm sorry. Anyway, Valeria. So, yeah. So if you have any questions, somebody will answer that. All right. Let's see. Everything else is basically the same. We do have prizes. I just have to pull them out. The hashtag here is hashtag PHN Ready Set Go 2022 on Instagram. For the other along, I neglected to tell you what that was. That's hashtag PHN Tea and Tails 2022. Okay? On Instagram. I
wonder if I should send Valeria an email, check how she's doing, because we haven't heard from her in a while.
Yeah, I was thinking about that myself.
I believe in, of course, letting people do what they want to do, but I don't want her to feel hurt because we never checked on her.
I've actually been thinking about that on and off.
Yeah.
All right, I think you have to go first. So yeah, we have those 2 alongs going, and we're happy to see them taking off so well.
Okay, so let me pull up my show notes. Beep, beep, beep. Okay. So I have 9 projects.
You have 9? I thought you had 8. Oh, that's right. You do have 9. I have 8.
You have 8.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in my Silver Shed USA Kitties in the News bag. First of all, before I talk about the project, Mom has to choose her news story.
Literally just poke my finger on there.
Let me turn it. It landed between 2 stories. Okay, again, landed between 2. I think you did this one last time. Oh, okay. So, Colorpoint gives birth to Great Dane. Put out by 50 cents.
50
Well,
cents.
actually, I'm sorry. I've misread the thing. It's the Kitty Chronicle. It's a late edition. The Evening Cat Call. Cat's Days, 50 cents. Colorpoint gives birth to Great Dane. News that shook the medical community was released early this morning. Is it bad that I think community every time now?
I caught that.
Okay. Chelsea Colorpoint, weighing in at 3 pounds, gave birth to a son, 6-pound George Great Dane. Chelsea explained that it was not a difficult pregnancy. I don't know how it wasn't, but, you know.
Oh, yeah, we just read that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that she was positively glowing the entire time. Probably because she was about to die. Her only disappointment was that she was hoping for a large litter with the size of that baby. Well, Chelsea, you can't get much larger than a Great Dane. The suspected father, Cheesy Danish, was unavailable for comment. This is probably like one of those rags.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where you see like, woman gives birth to alien, you know, those kind of things. And they have named like the Squealer and things like that. Actually, the Squealer is from a book.
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know.
6.
It sounds like it'd be a rag name. Okay.
I think I'm on the right side here. Am I on the wrong side?
Let me see.
I would be working on the wrong side.
Well, this is your right side
Yeah,
thing.
so here we go.
And
Yeah,
you're headed into the wrong side.
so I am hitting the
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're not. You're headed. Let me have your thing. No, you're on the right side.
I'm on the right side, so I
Yes,
thought. Okay, I just forgot to do my circle. I'm looking at it like, that's not the right place.
Okay, so in here is Lake of Shining Waters. That's the project name. The pattern name is the Ann Sweater. This is by Joanna Johnson. Got a little bit of work done on this. As soon as I finish my needle for my sock, I'll probably work on it a little bit more because usually I work on this on the podcast. And, well, actually, I just need to see where this leaves at in comparison because if I'm getting close, I don't want to risk going too long. No, I still have some time.
Time. Time is
Because-
on your side?
Yep. Let me just measure against. Yeah, no, I'm not going to knit that much.
We got a while yet.
It's hard to tell because it is curling, but no.
Still, you can tell pretty well
Yeah.
that.
So, well, here's the back. And, sorry, this is catching. You can see that it has
I'm going to
grown.
knit your end in my stuff here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's really pretty, tell you.
And yeah, I mean, once I finish this sleeve, I'll be able to go on to just weaving in the 20 million ends and seaming the pockets.
Very nice.
Which will be nice because when I wear my hand knit things, I don't have a lot of things with pockets other than the big yellow sweater that it sags so much that it's so heavy. That really, even the tissues are a little bit questionable to stay in.
You need something with a Velcro snap or something.
Well, what happened was I chose a yarn that was soft.
Right.
It was a soft acrylic, but it didn't occur to me that a soft acrylic might be very stretchy. It kind of grew, and it also, the pockets have no form to them, really. I mean,
Amoebas, who knew?
I mean, I probably could fit tissues there. I just wouldn't be horribly optimistic about them staying in there.
Probably more than the cell phone would in that person's back pocket. I have a thing about people wearing clothes that they buy from the store that look like they came out of a rubbish heap.
And
yeah,
people
lady,
know this about us.
The young lady was wearing, and I wasn't making a judgment on her or anything. I was just concerned because she had the ripped jeans and her back pocket was ripped.
But just really, the back pocket, right? Obviously.
Huh?
She had pants.
Yeah. So she had her cell phone in there. I'm like, she's going to be minus a cell phone because it had so many holes that could easily fall through it. And I'm like, what is the point of,
It probably was habit, because I know I stick my phone in my back pocket, and she probably forgot what pair of pants she had.
Yeah, but that's my point, though. You shouldn't have to worry about that.
Because I have multiple pants where I just shove the phone in my back pocket.
I shove it in my back pocket all the time because until I got a little, kind of like a purse type of thing, to hold my rosary, and stuff like that, is I would have to wear pants so I can have a pocket, because I don't have any skirts really with pockets.
Yeah, I get a little confused when I actually have a pair of pants that doesn't have a pocket.
Right.
Or if I'm wearing a skirt, because I'm like, well, what phone? Where do I put it?
Yes, where do I put my phone? Because apparently that's our pacifier.
Well, I actually don't feel comfortable going around with that, even though this does connect to, this actually will work as a phone. I feel like if something happens, I need to be able to get a hold of somebody.
Verizon does sell watch phones.
That's what this is.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it, I mean, it's not not a secondary thing. It is a watch phone.
This can work on its own.
It can, but that was made to.
Yeah, this has a separate line.
Yeah.
It's not a separate phone number, but it's a separate line, somehow. Because they asked me if I wanted the option for it to be able to make phone calls on its own, even if it was nowhere near the other phone, and I had vacillated. I'm just really glad I went with my impulse, which was just, because I was like, well, it's more expensive, but I was like, no, I think it's a good idea. And I'm glad I did, because I lost my phone one day. I locked it in work. And the only way I was able to call for my ride home was because I had my watch. Right. Otherwise, I probably would have been stuck there. I mean, it would have come eventually for me, but...
You'd have been missed eventually.
But it was dark, and I really didn't want to be there alone.
Well, it was kind of an isolated area. I wouldn't want you to be there by yourself either.
I mean, what I would have done is... I hadn't gotten completely outside before I realized I had missed my phone. And I believe there was 2 layers of doors.
Yeah, there was.
I would have stayed in the middle area until someone eventually came for me.
Right.
Because then at least there was another locked door between me and anyone else.
Right, right.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. My first project is the Welcome Little One project from the On the Porch Blanket Knitting pattern by 5410 Studios. And it's in my Knitter's Magic large purple flowers on a black field bag.
Excuse me.
Right here. And this is my Bare Necessities yarn in the bulky. And yes, I've been working on this forever. But it's because I don't work on it consistently. So yeah, I like this. It's not hard. I just have to remember where I'm at, which is why I thought I was where I was when I asked Talia, but I hadn't marked it off. I have a bad habit of finishing it.
I don't know how to help you read your knitting better.
Well, I'm getting there. I mean, and I marked it.
I mean, I'm not sure what would help. Like, is it visual for you? Is it...
I don't know.
I don't... Because I see it right away, I don't know how to make it more...
It's not... It's something I just have to learn. I mean, I know that this is... I just had to remember that I could have done this for certain by myself, is when you start, the tail's always here, and then it moves over.
Do you have the Knit Fix book? I think you do.
Yeah, it's over there.
That helped a lot for me because it talks about seeing the stuff in order to fix it when you drop down. I think that's what I use now. That really helped me.
You have a different way of learning than I do as well.
Well, I'm very much of a doer for learning.
I have to do it, but I don't know. I have to see.
Well, also, knitting's one of those few things that it just clicks. I don't have a lot of things that just click for me, but knitting clicks. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Are you done? Okay.
It's set to finish this row.
All right, let me just move my needle along and then I can. There we go. So it's ready to go when I'm ready to knit on it. Okay. So next one is, I haven't worked on this one in a while. It is in my alpaca tack. There we go.
Your alpaca tack?
It's like whenever it's not going to do this, I don't think, when I actually wear it. I think it's just because maybe I move it around more when I knit it.
Could be. It's agitated.
And I don't know if also when I wash it, if that'll ease it a little bit. Anyway, in my Silver Shed USA Bat Signal bag is Puget Sound. It's the Fundamental Men's Pullover. It's my gift to Dad eventually sometime in the next 20 years. I'm using Cascade 220 in the worsted in the colorway Puget Sound. And actually, I am in close-ish. I just realized that man sleeves. That's going to be forever.
But he's not overly
long in the arm.
Long in the arms. I mean, he's like what he is for his build. He's supposed to be. You know?
Yeah.
He's not super long.
But it'd be longer than any other sleeves I'm used to knitting. So this has been done for a while. That's the back.
Very nice.
Then here is the front. And I have, like, I want to say 3 inches to go before I start doing shaping for the front. And, I mean, the only reason why it hasn't been growing is because I haven't been working on it. I've focused on socks because I actually need those, whereas this is a gift that the person doesn't know is coming. So it's not like he's waiting on it.
Or even aware of it.
Or even aware of it, yeah. So it's like socks kind of had to take priority because I need them. Because that's what I'm wearing now are knitted socks. And the pairs I originally knit when I was trying to get socks up is I did a lot of ones that were heavier weight but not necessarily tightly plied or having nylon or anything. So some of my socks I knit earlier last year are getting holes in. I've had to darn them a couple times.
I might have to, in a little while, I'm sure I'm going to have to give her one of my,
because you've been wearing them more.
My pink ones.
Well, and the only reason why that hasn't had holes in it before is I don't think you were wearing a lot because you were afraid of that. Yeah. But now that you know I can darn them, I can even let you choose your color that you want darned. We have all my cross-stitch stuff. I'm really glad I didn't put it up on Etsy because now I have all these color options for darning things.
And I have a floss as well.
So yeah. You can even look through your floss. You can look through my floss.
I have a ton of floss. Now, some of my floss might not be the best because it's really old.
Right, and
it might not have the strength.
Yeah. Whereas mine is all new.
I have some new too, but
yeah.
Okay, let me just so I don't have the same issue here.
Mine is within the past. I'm not really sure. It's less than 10 years. Way less than 10 years. But not as few as 5, I don't think. Can't remember when I started cross stitching.
Don't know. Don't know.
Don't know, don't care?
Don't know, don't care. Let me put this away before I lose it, because I will care about that. Alrighty then.
Alrighty
then. There we go. Okay.
There we go.
My next one is in my Plover Bird pink and purple teacup bag.
Teacup.
And this is my comfy cozy shawl from the scrap shawl pattern by Anastasia Zattel. Where is this bag? Plover Bird bag. She's a really well made bag.
That's why I always feel like when, ooh, Mom, you need to have a sip. This settles so nicely. This is the Dragon Pearl. Black Dragon Pearl. I always think of the Black Pearl.
Yeah.
And, you know, I can't do it how he does it.
Oh, yeah, it does settle well.
Does that settle beautifully?
Yep. And the more it settles...
It almost tastes like a green tea.
The more it settles, the more it reminds me of England.
But,
even without the, that's really good. I remember liking it last time I tasted it, so I might have to put it on my list.
And I usually like it, like I said, as it settles. It's like when you first taste it, it tastes like a normal black tea. And then as it settles, it gets like a sweetish, almost green tea-like flavor.
I don't know if I'd say green tea, but it is good. Okay, here's my shawl so far.
For a long time, I thought this was green tea.
Oh, this is getting tangled up again.
It reminds me of gunpowder, without not being quite smoky as gunpowder.
No, it's not even remotely smoky. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do something about all these ends that keep getting tangled up.
You probably could weave them in at this point.
Yeah. Okay, so this...
Because you're not going to take back all the way to the beginning.
So you can see it's growing. This one is mine. And I like the feel of it. This has got mostly Miss Babs and some Malabrigo in it.
And there's some urgency to her finishing that one because she gave me hers.
Yeah.
Although you weren't wearing yours.
Yeah, but I would like to have it.
Yes. But it's not like it's more that you are more like you're getting a new shawl that you never had versus you need to replace one you wore all the time because you never wore the other.
I wore it for a while.
You just don't really like the way of... And I do wear it. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the one that you made for me that's bigger has a nicer feel to it. Mm-hmm. But I actually like the heaviness of your other one if I'm cold and want something blue.
Right.
Because if I'm wearing that, I actually do want something heavy.
Right. And that was the only one I had of this. So I really need to finish this so I have one that I want to wear.
Right, because she really wasn't wearing the other one.
Yeah. I wanted to work on this on the podcast, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to because it's all tangled up.
Is it tangled or... Oh, okay, I thought it was frayed.
No, it's tangled.
Let's see. Is it tangled in the ball yarn?
No, let me see.
Yeah, it is. Look, your two ends.
Oh, right.
That's what happened.
That happens every once in a while.
Okay, so are you working from center pull or are you working from...
Oh, let me tell you here. Let me just get my... Let me see.
I see the end. I think the center pull is in here.
Yeah. I mean, I can do it. I was just hoping to do some actual work on this.
That's what happened.
Anyway, so I'll take care of it. This is a skein of Miss Babs, and it keeps falling. I think what I'm going to have to do
You're going to have to ball it.
Ball it up, because I had to do this to another one that was doing this. Because
if you kept your ball band in there, do you keep your ball band?
Yeah, I do normally, so I don't know where it is.
Because if you had that, that would keep it from doing it.
I usually do keep my ball bands in there, so I don't know where this one is. But this is kind of a mess right now, and I don't know where my my little stitch marker is, because I can clip the stitch and work on it while we're talking.
You're just full of problems. Did you take it off of there?
I don't usually. Maybe there it is. Here it is. Okay. So yeah, this is Miss Babs Yowza, the colorway here that I'm currently working on. But I do have some Malabrigo. I think one of these colors might be Malabrigo, but I'm not sure. And I like doing this shawl in Yowza because it's such a large skein.
Yes.
And so it works really well for this. But sometimes when I cake it up, it doesn't stay caked like it should. And it gets tangled up in itself. And I don't mean that the cake falls apart necessarily, but that it tangles on itself. Because the ends, the middle and the end, like to play.
Plaything.
So, which is not a good thing. Anyway, so that's
no plaything?
No playing. And I will count this as being worked on because this is working on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that all for you?
Yeah, for this one I have to...
I'm wearing socks.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. I'm sure we're all glad.
Oh, look at that at the bottom. I love this pair of socks.
Oh, fun.
I don't know what I feel like the heels are just scraps that somebody gave me, so those heels may or may not wear out. Because I have another pair of socks where I think that the main yarn is either has nylon in it or is tightly twisted, but the heels are not. Mm-hmm. And the main yarn's holding up really well, but I've had to darn the toe or whatever. Oh, I know what it was. It was the Miss Babs colorwork socks.
Right.
And that got a hole in the heel, or in the toe. I think the colorwork itself will hold up pretty well because it's braced by other things.
So you got multiple layers. And...
Yeah. Excuse me. Take a drink.
This is kind of a mess.
Also, most of the colorwork I used for... Although I used K's for the toes, I thought. No, that dark purple, I don't know where it came from. Most of the color work I used was K's yarn. I'm pretty sure K has a tight twist / nylon in there.
She makes all those socks, I'm sure she does.
Yeah. I never hear about her having to darn them. Now, granted, she might do the Karen thing. Darn it! When I first started watching knitting podcasts, one of the earliest ones I used to watch all the time was Round the Twist. And she still is up. She took a break for like 2 years after she had her twins. She's a nurse. And when I first started watching her, she was a night nurse. She was actually the one where for a while I used her term of nap attack.
Right.
But
in some ways, I thought that she had the same feel for you that Nikki had for me. Because there's always Karen.
Mm-hmm. Although you still think of her when we ever think of a sweater getting damaged.
No, but I'm just talking about in general.
In general, yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm not saying that I don't remember her.
I'm trying to... What was I even saying about her?
I don't know. Something about socks or something. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Darn it. That's right. Because she said her way of darning socks is holding over the trash can and go, darn it, and then drop them in. But I think she was a lot faster of a sock knitter than I am.
I will always remember her for putting that sweater into the oven and just...
Because she wanted to be done time for Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
She burnt it.
She did.
And she tells it on one of her podcasts. It's not like something that...
No, we're not ratting her out. She fessed up on a podcast.
Yes.
I just felt bad for her.
I think I would have cried. And I'm sure she did.
I'm sure.
Because all that work and we were almost there.
Should just let it dry naturally.
Or worn it wet and let it dry on you. I don't know.
That would be blocking it on the person.
It would fit on you.
Yes, it would.
You would feel incredibly cold, especially since you're in New York.
Yeah.
In the fall?
Yes, I think it's
around the time as our Shenandoah one, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's like the end of September or early October.
Because I think Laura's usually talking about going to Rhinebeck
about the same time
we're talking about going to Shenandoah.
Yeah.
But it's not at the same time because she thought about hitting them both.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I never have had a desire to go to Rhinebeck.
Rhinebeck's too big. And I remember the last time Karen had gone, she said it was just too hard with a double stroller.
Yeah.
And she had kind of lost... And she was kind of past that point, she said.
Yeah, well, I've gotten to that point now myself. I was telling Talia that, and I was actually telling my husband as well, that I used to love going to the fiber festivals, but I think I'm past that now. It doesn't have the same attraction for me anymore to go to a fiber festival.
Now, do you think it would be different if we didn't have the added thing where I can't go and I don't have the, ability to spend it as I used to, and so...
I don't know, maybe a little bit.
Would that make a difference?
I don't know, because I was already pulling back from Maryland and, wondering why we needed to go to Shenandoah. I was when the big focus for me in terms of Shenandoah was the Boy Scouts apple pie, the apple cobbler. That's saying something when the focus is no longer the yarn.
Right. And
it's not to say I don't enjoy it. I wouldn't mind going.
Well, I think part of the problem is you also were having troubles because you hurt your hands.
Yeah, there's that.
A lot of what you were looking at were bags and things.
Yeah. Well, honestly, unless it's Dragonfly or Miss Babs.
Have you used most of the stuff you picked up the past couple times?
I have a bunch of something you.
Oh, and you are using hers. The brown.
Yeah, I have to actually restart it.
I think she has her website finally.
She does,
which is great because
tempting you.
I would have been sad to miss out on her because tempting you. They're very nice and they have quality yarn.
I have the utmost respect for them because I think that they're
super honest.
They're super honest. They care more about the customer than they do about their profits. Because when you ask somebody the question about whether or not yarns go together, and they know that you're going to put back whatever doesn't go together, and they still tell you, no, it doesn't go together, then in my mind, that's the person I want to do business with.
Yeah.
So I really like them.
And very engaging with the customer while they're in line, and yeah.
Very, very, very
If you
good.
happen to go to any festival and Tempting You is there, highly recommend stopping by there.
But a lot of the places that I really want to go to, Marigold Jen No Longer Dies yarn, and I loved going to see Jenny and and talk to her and just spend some time with her over there. and buy stuff from her because I always bought something from Jenny.
Yeah.
And, you know, Dragonfly fibers when they were still the regular Dragonfly fibers. Now, to be honest and to be upfront, I haven't tried
Right.
Dragonfly since they switched, and I'm sure they're fine. But I can't find some of the colors that I'm looking for now because
I don't think they gave them all the recipes.
I don't think they gave them all the recipes, so I'm sure they're fine. But the upshot is I'm kind of done with that. I might go back.
We can find most of what we need online.
And I can dye some of my stuff. So
you can dye what you want.
I like going to Miss Babs, and Miss Babs doesn't do Shenandoah, and I'm not going out to Maryland.
Well, I tend to go for the solids or the semi-solids for Miss Babs. I have a few that I don't. But, I mean, most of hers are solids or semi-solids. Like the one yellow I really love.
Swash Blossom.
She has a really pretty one called Field Mouse. And then she has the Dragon's Flight, which is a pretty green.
See, I love her slate.
Sorry.
And her slate blue. And I love her Zing, which is a bright blue. She's got some really nice colors.
I just realized that all the colors are named are in my yellow, green, and blue. Wait, Field Mouse isn't in there. Where did I put Field Mouse? I had Field Mouse.
It was in was it in the sock knitters or was it in the forest floor?
Well, the forest floor is what I'm talking about.
I could have sworn he had it on the forest floor.
I did have it on the forest floor. And I can't remember. Maybe I do have it in that one. But I could have sworn I had it on the forest floor. I just don't remember where it would have been in the sequence. Because I think that one only has 3 colors. And that was yellow, green, and blue. So I don't know what I used Field Mouse in.
Didn't you have a brown one? A brown forest floor?
Yes, but that was the original set. And that had all Dragonfly colors. I can't remember what I used Field Mouse for.
Okay, I don't know.
It's a really lovely color. And I know I used it in something with multiple colors. It wasn't the shawl that I never finished it. Because I've never torn out on the forest floor. Because I have the brown one. I have the yellow, green, and blue one. And I have the black and red one.
And I had the blue and green one.
Yeah. So I don't remember what I put Field Mouse in.
I don't know. I do know you used it. I just don't remember what it was in.
And I thought I used it in more than color work. Like more than a color work hat or something.
I thought you used it in a shawl.
I could have sworn I used it in a shawl too, but I can't think what shawl that would have been.
Well, somebody will remember. We got people who have better memories for this than we do.
That's just so odd because I love that color. You'd think I'd remember what I knitted in.
But like my point was that the people I went to the fiber festivals for, a lot of them are gone.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I do enjoy shopping there occasionally, but I don't know. There may come, maybe with the pandemic completely ending and stuff like that, I'll go back with my husband or something because Talia can't at this point.
I have enough trouble going from room to room sometimes.
Yeah.
How many projects have you done?
It's your turn.
Is it my turn? I couldn't remember because we started waffling.
Because I was showing this and then we started talking.
Okay, I couldn't remember. It's all Karen's fault.
Yep.
Actually, it is kind of.
Yeah.
No, it can't be her fault if we just happen to remember her.
Oh, it has to be her fault. She's got twins. She can take the hit.
No, that means she can't take the hit.
Oh, she can absolutely take the hit. She's made of stern stuff if she's got twins.
And working as a nurse?
She's got stern stuff in her.
Oh, man.
God bless
you. I mean, I know you have someone that helps you and your husband so you could do it, but still, God bless you.
It's a lot on your plate.
That's a lot on your plate.
Yep. God bless
her. No, we don't hit her. She has enough hits.
I didn't say I was going to hit her. I said she can take the hit.
Yes,
She's made of
but it's very
stuff.
unkind to have a hit at someone with that much on their plate.
She won't know the difference.
She probably won't. She'll be like, oh, what's that? Something else hit me?
We hit a lot softer than the other stuff.
I think that was a tickle.
Poor Karen. Her ears are probably burning. She has no idea why.
Right. I think this is a sock. I think it is. Yeah. I'm wearing my darker red glasses right now, so I can't always tell what I'm looking at because it's not. Your Western Shore spinners can look similar if you don't have the colors to look at because they have a certain kind of patterning that they do. If you can't tell the colors because you're wearing red glasses, you aren't quite sure what you're showing. So, in my...
By you, she means herself.
Yes. In my Adelaide Cottage bunny's bag that Laura Concert very nicely gave me.
Because she spoils us. She does.
Here's my bunnies. Here's my bunnies. They are highlighted in red, so it took me a second to find them. It's really weird. If you are wearing these red glasses, certain shades of red become invisible. So if I'm writing with a red pen...
You can't become invisible if somebody's looking at you.
If I'm using a red pen, it's not that it becomes invisible. It looks like my pen's running out of ink. Mm-hmm. And so I don't realize until I take off the glasses that I didn't need to, like, really...
Right.
Like... And the other thing that's happened before is I have written something in, like, orange on paper before, and then I put on my glasses later because my eyes were hurting, or my head was hurting. And then I thought I never wrote my list of projects for the day. So I'll look and see, and it looks almost like when you look at something that's meant to be 3D.
Oh, right. Mm-hmm.
Because you got the orange, and then written is the exact same thing right over in something like blue.
Right.
And it looks really weird, like it should be 3D, because I didn't see what I had written previously. But I did it in the exact same order.
I'm impressed that you put it in the same place, on the same...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That takes talent.
It does. But I looked at it, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But these are the Bullfinch socks. I don't remember. No, I don't think this was finished last time. First sock has been finished. I was really close last time, I think. And I look forward. I like how these wear. Like, I have been really enjoying my owl ones. I wore those yesterday.
Owl.
And I have extra owl that I'm saving for Mom. I have a full skein and a partial skein. I probably won't need the partial skein. And the cool thing is, when I have two partial skeins, I then might, if I ever want to make another pair for myself. Or if Mom decides she wanted, instead of the owl pattern sock.
Partial success.
Yay! She decided that instead of the, I have an owl pattern sock pattern. Mm-hmm. And I have the owl yarn. I thought of doing the owl yarn and the owl sock pattern. Or if Mom really wanted it, I could see if I have enough yarn to do like a longer pair of socks in owl. Mm-hmm. But it had to be fingering.
Oh, I was going to say, what's the weight of it?
Because that's the free yarn.
Right.
That they sent me by mistake. So, first sock done. Second sock has been started. Because this has apparently been the sock I've wanted to work on.
Make a lot of progress on it.
Oh, yeah. My Christmas socks are peeved at me because their second sock got started first, but
well, they need to share.
This one has gotten farther along. But I can't help it that this one has fun patterning.
They're saying that you are unfaithful.
I am unfaithful. So,
without honor.
This, yeah, I've been enjoying this. It's got this little bunny stitch marker on it that came on the bag as part of the zipper pull. And yeah, I know another sock will go in here once this is done, so I can continue using the zipper pull. But I know, like, certain, like, because this will probably get done before Christmassy, one of the Christmas sock yarn from West Yorkshire that gave me will probably go in this bag.
Right.
So when Christmassy is done, I can then put the ornament bag back where it belongs for ornaments, because it's a smidge small. It can work for a sock pattern, but if I want to do heels and toes, it can be a little tight in there, because it's a little tight for one skein of yarn.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to have all the skeins all the time.
You don't, but I like to.
Right.
And I mean, you can, like I say, you can fit socks in here. I just, personally, I like a slightly bigger bag. This is perfect for my ornaments.
Right.
So, although, is it about the same size? No, this one's a little, my bunny one's just a smidge bigger.
Yeah, that's close.
It's a smidge bigger. And that little, you see, look, that's at least an inch.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, that little bit of amount can make a difference. So this will go back to being an ornament bag when this pair of socks is done.
And I'll be happy to be so.
Right, well, that's what it was intended for.
They say, why are you trying to press me into service? I'm not trained for that.
But it was like the colors were perfect, and it was matchy, and I didn't have this bag yet. I don't think. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
But yes. Why did I throw that where I can't reach it? Now I can't work on that.
I'm making some progress here with this. Let me just... Because apparently I really did a number with this, apparently.
Yeah, you really need to ball that up so that way it doesn't happen.
Well, one of them was another skein of yarn. I probably just need to cut this.
Oh, you still have it attached? Why do you still have it attached?
So, I don't know. I probably didn't have a pair of scissors.
Okay, I have scissors here. Let's take care of that problem now. Here.
Thanks.
Because that's only going to happen again.
Whoops, there goes my
Is
yarn.
a bunny. Well,
Yarn down.
You can pick it up later.
Yeah.
There we go.
Thank you. Okay.
I love these scissors with the sheath.
Yeah, I do too. I think Knit Picks makes the best scissors because they have the sheath.
I also use these. I probably need to look at eventually either cleaning my ones I use for my rosaries.
Right.
Or getting a new pair, because what I use to keep the knots from unfraying, it sticks to my my scissors and dries there.
Right.
So
And I think if you use whatever it is that you use, to take it off, you might damage the
scissors.
So,
and I tried chipping it off with my fingers sometimes, but I might eventually have to get a different pair for that.
just let me know if you need to, put it in your stocking stuff or your birthday something or whatever.
I'd like to see if there's a way I could clean it first.
Well, you can try cleaning it and see if it damages it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's metal and maybe it won't damage it. I mean, I don't think it should damage it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that delicate.
Yeah.
But
you just showed. No, wait, I just showed something. Your turn.
Okay, it's my turn.
Because I showed Bullfinch.
All right, let me just put this away here, and I'll go back to the shawl in a second. Where's my bag? Okay, it's on my lap. Okay. My show notes disappeared.
They do that.
Because my show notes and my computer and such are not playing well together. Okay. In my Knit for Brains Owl Teapots bag given to me at Laura Concert is my Arwen's Hooded Cowl from the Thorns Hooded Cowl pattern. And I'm using Miss Babs in the blue slate colorway. This is not the right bag.
I should show you how to use Google Docs, so then you would see. Look how my Google Docs looks.
Right.
Now it wouldn't be black like this. I have mine set on night vision.
Right. Well, I just don't like doing it on my phone.
Right, but at least the text is bigger.
Right.
And you can, like, if you can actually choose your text size and stuff.
Well, here's my project. And I think I did a row or two on here. So
I need to go back where I was with my notes.
you can see where I'm at. Oops, I lost my...
Oops, it's a bunny. Okay, hang on.
My stitches.
Hold on. Don't move. Nobody move.
Nobody dies. Yes, it is a reference.
Let's pull this a little bit. Now you have
There's one
lost
right there.
some, but when I pick up enough of them...
This is why I don't like these.
Yeah, I don't use these anymore. I use a different one. And I'm going to have to pick up a stitch there in a second. That ladder down a little. But I want to make sure I get them all before I do that.
Anyway, this is my project. It's the same one that Taya always wears. And I really like it. And unfortunately, what Taya is trying to fix here for me is because I was using this, I have to see if I have any more of the metal ones, because these come off. I don't like these. I don't know if I had the wrong size or what, but
no, you're the right size.
And so Taya's trying to fix where my stitches fell off, and it's not a hard pattern. I always forget the name of the lady who does this. Effa Fenora is the one who took the pictures, I believe. But the pattern is a free pattern, and there are like 3 or 4 or 5 versions of it. Taya's made 2 or 3
There's
different...
4 versions.
There's 4 versions? Taya's made 2 or 3 of them. This is my first version. I really enjoy it. She got me started because every time I do in the round, I get it twisted. It's funny because when I first learned to do it in the round, I did it on the handbrake, and I did that without twisting.
I'm just going over those stitches to make sure that they're okay.
Okay. How's it look?
I just have 2 more. I'm going a couple past. You can't even tell.
Okay, thank you.
And once you block, you'll never be able to tell that it ever
Came out.
came out. Well, hang on, what's happened there? Yeah, this is a little crooked from when I fixed it. Sometimes the tension gets changed a little bit.
Well, you have a different tension than I do.
Yeah. Well, and also got, pulled different ways. Yeah, because let me just make sure we've got...
Yeah, you must not have had to ladder down too much.
No, it only laddered down like a little bit. Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, thank you. So you can see here.
Because it's a little bit more lightweight than with the pattern, because the pattern's actually for a worsted weight.
It's more open.
So it's a little more open, so I had to really make sure that, okay, is that just a little bit more holy than I'm used to because it's more of an open. Because I usually have a fairly tight gauge on mine.
And one of the things I'm going to have to do, I think I have an empty one over there, is I'm going to put this on a metal. Because
well, you're going to need 2 metals.
Yes, I am. So,
yeah.
So this is a very nice pattern. The yarn is beautiful. I love Miss Babs. This is Miss Babs in the blue slate, which is almost as much of a favorite for me as the regular slate.
Yeah.
I just like the way she does blues and grays. So, yeah, that's not a whole lot to say about this.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh, I must have had another...
Huh. Maybe we cast on with a different one?
I don't know. I make sure I have to put it away. Because that's not what my... It's not what my project is on. I'd be really annoyed if that...
Yes, it would be very upsetting. Because that'd be a lot of stitches to pick up.
Mm.
Okay, my turn. And actually, I'm going to be showing the same one. Well, not the exact same one, but the same. In my Laura Teapots bag is...
There's the end. This will be helpful.
Yay! My Laura's hooded cowl, which is a Thorns hooded cowl. Same pattern Mom's working. This is yarn that she got at Shenandoah that we talked her into getting because it was such a good deal. I actually want to give a couple past the stitch marker just because I always feel better when it's a little bit more securely. I'm doing version 3 of this pattern. It's actually probably my favorite version. It's the one that my red... Is my red one made from version 3? Yeah, my red one's version 3.
I can't keep track of the versions.
Excuse me. I have... Let's see, I feel like I was going to start a yellow one, but I wanted to wait till my yellow sweater was done.
Right.
And I have...
You talking about the one by Joanna Johnson?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, the yellow sweater by Joanna Johnson,
Yeah.
but the Thorns
Yeah.
hooded cowl. And then I have the blue-green one. And I have the red. Well, it's blue-green one and the red. I have the original one I made that I don't wear anywhere, but when I'm resting in bed.
And you made one for Davina.
And I made one for Davina out of your yarn. And then there's this one.
Which yarn did you use for that one? Was that the
That
Courtly Love?
was Courtly Love. Because I remember I made the mitts to match.
That's what I thought, yeah. Okay.
But this is Laura's. Don't know the dyer.
No, don't know the...
Don't know the colorway. Isn't that lovely, though?
It's pretty.
And
I wish I liked purple more.
the thing is, for someone who... I actually need to have a purple shawl or something that I need to make because I have 2 skirts with purple in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no shawl to really wear with it
Well,
because...
just let me know what you want. I can do it for you.
Because I, even if I had like purples and grays, that's probably what I would go with, is like purples, grays, blacks kind of thing.
That's awfully dark.
Or...
Go purple, gray, and maybe a couple purples and a couple grays.
Yeah.
Like a dove gray and a slate gray.
Yeah. You could go to a blue-gray.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could do gray and blue-gray and then purple. Yeah, purples.
I wouldn't necessarily want like a lot of blue, because then it would what kind of purples you can put in there would change.
Well, that's why I wouldn't do more than that blue-gray.
Yeah.
And even so, it would be kind of dicey. I would say do the lighter Miss Babs and the slate.
Yeah.
And then the gray, the purples.
Because I have a couple skirts that I own that they're like, both of them, one is mostly purple with other things on it, and then one of them is black with the main complementing color being purple. And I love the skirts, but I don't really have... I end up wearing my white sweater with them, and I have the shawl that Laura made for me, but isn't quite the right color. It's more of a pinky color.
Right.
So it doesn't quite work. So I know I need to eventually have a purple one because, yeah, it's something that...
And I have a ton of purple colorways. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, even though I don't wear purple, it's a color I like to dye up.
Well, that works out.
And people seem to like to buy it. So...
and it would end up being heavier, especially if I had some of this left over, because it would be worsted.
Right.
So that would be a really nice heavy shawl.
Yeah.
Because this would be one of the main colors.
I think I tried to ball this up before.
And didn't
I'm gonna have
cooperate.
I'm gonna have to completely ball it up. I think.
I think you're right.
I think what I did was I balled this up and I stuck it in the center.
Oh, and then decided didn't want to stay there.
Yeah, decided that I didn't want to be in the corner, right, Laura? Laura and I have a running joke going. She understands.
But yeah, I'm not normally a purple person, but I have need of a purple. And that would also go with my purple, the one purple shirt I own.
I don't think I own anything in purple.
Yes, you do. Davina, you and I have one purple shirt.
Oh, right.
And it's all the same.
Yep.
And it says, blessed not stressed.
Yep. I picked that up for Christmas 2 years ago.
And it's the only purple shirt I own because I don't wear purple.
I mean, we have a photograph, a family photograph, where we're all in purple.
Yeah, I had a period of time where I did wear purple. I think it was during the period of time where I was having a lot of problems with acne. And I was moving away from red. Because also I was having flushing. I didn't understand why. And I thought I just looked like red all over. And I hated it. So I moved more towards purple at that period. Which was sad because I love red. But I thought it looked stupid in it.
Well, I was looking at my pictures and stuff. And for someone who likes blue as much as I do and green, I wear a lot of red. It's just, I have red in my...
You don't wear a lot of it anymore, but I think that's from when you were a redhead. You ended up taking a lot of red out of your wardrobe.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you have a lot of blues and green,
well,
particularly greens.
I've always had a lot of blue. The green is something that's a new development.
And I think that's from when you were red. You also have picked up more grays.
I've always liked gray.
But I feel like when you were red, you picked up more of them.
Yeah, I might have. I remember Grandma, when I was a kid, actually, I was little. I mean, I was in grade school, and I was going toward the grays, and your grandmother said, "No, that's too old a color for you." Because I really like gray.
The funny thing is, I don't think I own anything gray. Like other than I'll have gray incorporated into things. Like I have that black, gray, and red shawl, but gray is a complementing color.
Right.
Black is the main color.
So I never really cared for black that much, although I do have a couple of black outfits.
You see, I really love the black-red combo.
I used to wear black when I was redhead a lot. Blacks and tans and greens and...
Because one of my favorite outfits in school is I'd have a basically all-black outfit with this red vest that I found at Goodwill or something.
Something with the sparkles?
One red vest with sparkles. And I would wear that, and it was such a striking effect. Because
she says, look at me, look at me.
Well, what was fun is I would wear black high heel boots. I had the black skirt, black shirt, red sparkle vest, and at that time my hair was long, so I had my really dark hair. So it was really striking effect. It probably would have been even more striking if I actually pulled my hair up.
Look at me, look at me, look at me.
Well, it was a definite aesthetic that I enjoyed.
Yep, look at me aesthetic.
It actually would have been ruined by some of the earrings I liked.
Yeah, well, they're a little... Well, unless you were going really for the gypsy look.
But it wasn't really a gypsy look. Cause a lot of times when I used to wear that, I didn't have a black flowy skirt. So it would be...
Oh, the pencil skirts?
The pencil skirt. And that is more of a... It's a different kind of look. And that kind of look doesn't call for that kind of earrings. That actually calls for more of the hair up. You can have the hair down, but it's a certain look.
Yeah. At least that's when you're starting to establish what your aesthetic is. I know I went through a couple of different things, from preppy to more...
I never had preppy.
Well, you didn't... my mom was very classic and very, what I consider to be preppy. And so that
Well, what do you consider preppy? Maybe I'm not...
I don't know. I mean, I knew what it was when I was doing it.
Is that a lot of button downs and?
You get the button downs, but you know you've got the sweaters and the twin sets and the
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had much away twin sets.
I love twin sets. I still love twin sets, but you can't find a decent twin set.
Well, we need to do is find a couple patterns, and eventually.
I'm very particular about the twin sets. I like my mom found a set for my mom and dad for Christmas. Found me a set, but it's still not the traditional. It's very nice.
I remember your twin sets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
where they're actual like twin sets.
Yeah, and they had short sleeve shirt. I don't like the shells. I like the actual.
You want it to be an actual twin set.
Yeah, I want it to be a shirt that if I get hot, I can take off the sweater, the over sweater, and still have short sleeves.
Well, I remember early on in our time at Ravelry, I remember looking for patterns for twin sets. Eventually, I think I had to look at like vintage patterns
because I have some.
But the problem is you had to find vintage patterns with someone translate them into a more modern kind of thing, because there's a lot of assumptions with vintage patterns that you know what you're doing. And at that time, I wouldn't have known as much of what I was doing. Now I could probably fill in the blanks a bit better. But, sorry, all this to say, this is Laura's cowl.
Blame it all on Laura.
I love this, like, spiral thing that's developing. Isn't that so much fun?
Pretty. It's very interesting, because you have a not very diverse color. You just have kind of a gentle pooling kind of thing. And so it's nice.
And this is a very nice yarn. Have you felt it?
It's got silk in it.
And it's very nice to work with. And I wasn't intending to work on it. I was supposed to be working on my sweater. But I only intend to get a little bit past this stitch marker.
Well, we're just kind of waffling a lot in this one. And so I need to...
It's actually your turn now.
I know it is, but I'm trying to get my...
Okay, well, I'm sure we can waffle longer.
Just give me a second here. I want to get this through here without knotting it up, and then I can go on to the next thing, I think.
But, yeah. And if you wanted to have, we could probably have one gray in there.
In where?
If we were talking about a purple shawl. If we had something like this, and then we had... like one gray, and if you wanted to showcase some yarns, which actually might be a really nice way to showcase some of your yarns, if you had the yarn available.
Well, I've got.
But it has to be worsted.
I would have to dye it up, but I can do Royal Birth. I can do purple packages.
And you would think about what goes best, because you could then use your dyer's eye to be like what you think goes best, and then you could decide.
I kind of have to see it.
Yeah, and you have to also decide. Like you could have more colors if you want, and then you could do these changing colors a lot. Now it'd be a lot more ends to weave in, but it might be more fun for you.
More of this to do.
Yes.
I kind of get a bee in my bonnet with this. It has to get done, but I should probably do the next project. Let me see here. Otherwise we'll be here all day. Yeah,
but yeah, you could possibly have multiple colors.
Okay, let me see here.
More colors,
Okay, my next project is in the Silver Shed USA Green Star Wars bag, and this is the Mad Hatter Cowl project from the Sarah Bell pattern by Sarah Sweethearts. Here it is. Okay. And I always have at least one of these on the hook, it seems. I mean, there may be every now and then that I don't, but I did a little bit of this, not a whole lot, but there it is. Excuse me, Talia.
No problem.
So you can see, I could probably stop now if I wanted to, but I'm not going to.
But you want it to be a scarf and not a cowl.
Yes, I want it to be a scarf and not a cowl. Or I could make it a super long cowl. See, this is...
Well, you still have to go longer if you wanted to do that, because you wanted to double.
So you can see, I this is one of Miss Babs, and so I'm making good progress with this. And last time I did, I realized I couldn't use the whole skein. It was just too long. Even with not using the skein, it was a very, very long shawl. So, yeah. That takes care of that.
Okay. Very long shawl or very long scarf?
I should have said cowl or scarf. Cowl, yeah.
Okay, so next is this pair of socks feels like it's been ignored and not given its due. So in my Christmas ornament bag by Brittany, it's like I finished the first sock and then I really caught second sock syndrome for this. Which is weird because I don't have it for my Bullfinch. I think because for some reason I don't want to do the slip stitches. That's a part of the pattern.
I don't want to do the slip
And
stitches.
I'm like, I could knit this with the slip stitches, or I can go my other pattern, which doesn't have slip stitches. And that's what ends up happening. This also isn't quite as soft. Feel this.
Right.
This isn't as soft as
Very much of a workhorse yarn.
actually, it's not as soft as my...
Well, that's unusual.
So, my West Yorkshire Spinners is softer, and it doesn't have slip stitches, so I gravitate toward the West Yorkshire Spinners socks. So you can see why maybe I have been ignoring this pair. Or forcing myself to work on it, because I really do want the pair of socks. But, you know, the fact that it is a workhorse yarn is good. This will probably hold up really well. Which is, what's it called? It is comforting. Because this doesn't have nylon in it.
Right.
And I have been concerned that I will be darning this a lot. But since Laura had pointed out, it's less a matter of the nylon, more about how, you know, twisted it is. This is probably super twisted. So I'm hoping that means this is going to hold up really nicely.
It might just be a softer base, a more rustic base.
Well, if you look at it, it's hard to tell. But if it holds up really well, I do have other dragon sock yarns. I have a Vincent van Gogh, one that I intended for socks, and a couple of others. And if this holds up nicely, I won't feel... I mean, I don't know what else I'd use the Vincent van Gogh for. I would have to just bite the bullet and be like, yeah, it's going to need darning.
Yeah,
you know, because I'm not... What else am I going to use one skein of fingering weight for?
Well, you could make mitts or a hat or something.
I don't usually make a lot of fingering weight hats.
I'm just saying you could.
I could. I usually make fingering weight hats for Davina, but she's not getting that. I like those colors. I know she does too. But that's not really her shade of blue. She would consider...
She'll go, that's nice for you. I don't care for that.
Yeah, because she likes more of a light bright. She doesn't... A lot of what we call jewel tones, she doesn't consider bright enough. Because she's very much of a spring. Even more than a summer, I think she's a spring.
Yeah.
Which is really weird because that is her birthday.
Yeah. She's a May birthday.
Whereas you're a winter.
Yep.
And even though we have the same coloring, I gravitate toward the autumns. Even though I'm a winter.
Although when I was growing up, I used to gravitate toward the autumns too.
Mm-hmm.
Jewel tones and the autumns.
Yeah, I do wear winters, but I have a tendency to gravitate toward the autumns. Actually, well, this could be considered more winter, what I'm wearing today. Because this is kind of like the holly berries.
Oh, I would call holly berry.
Well, this is black cherry.
Yeah.
This is Kim.
Yeah. Kim Dyes or Kim's Dye Works. Or
Yeah, this was...
I forget what her name.
This was oh, blessed. Did this have silk in it?
I don't know.
It was cashmere. There's a cashmere in it. Because it's the first time I worked with cashmere. It's not complete cashmere. It's like a...
It's a blend.
Yeah, it's a blend.
It's probably MCN.
Yeah, it probably is an MCM cashmere. And it's a bulky. And actually, I really do wear this more than I thought. I need to eventually make myself another poncho. But you really need a sweater's worth of yarn to make a poncho. And what usually ends up happening is that if I'm going to be using a sweater's worth of yarn, I want a sweater.
Right. And she makes really pretty... Before I started dyeing yarn, I really liked her bulky yarn.
Although, Mom, for someone like you, who wants something like a sweater but doesn't want to do the sleeves, you should make ponchos.
Yeah.
Because then you get the joy of working something like a sweater that lasts a period of time, so you have something to work on for a long time.
Right.
And use the same amount of yarn, but you don't have to do any sleeves or anything. You just go round, 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 round.
And I started I think it was Vani who gave me for my birthday a few years ago the author's shawl or the reader's
It wasn't a poncho.
shawl or whatever. It was kind of a sweater-like thing. And I started, and I forget why I stopped.
I would suggest something that's a simple poncho. Like this one is fairly simple. Now, I wouldn't suggest this one only because it's bulky. And I think you would prefer to do something DK.
Possibly. Depends on
Just
what
because
it is.
bulky costs so much when you're doing that amount of yarn.
Right.
So I would say either DK or worsted. Part of why I say DK is Miss Babs.
Love Miss Babs.
And you could do a few skeins of Miss Babs and you'd be good.
Or I
Could you
could-
imagine your gray?
Or I could go to my supplier and get my long worsted.
Right, and then you just do a search for whatever weight yarn ponchos until you saw one you liked, and you pick one that's fairly simple. And I think you would enjoy that. I think you would wear that.
I probably would.
I don't wear this as often as I should, and I always, when I put it on, I'm like, why don't I wear this more often?
I do like ponchos because they don't fall off.
I like them also because if I'm not very happy about how I look, like how the shirt is settling or whatever, hides all faults. You know, like, oh, no one can see that now.
I have a very nice lightweight one that I did with a really pretty blue, purple, green kind of color yarn. I made it right at the beginning. It's crocheted, and I used to wear it to retreat a lot.
Oh, I remember it.
I still
It
have
has it's a shell.
Yeah, it's a shell pattern.
Now that doesn't hide everything as well as
Well, it's not quite as big.
It's not quite as big.
Yeah.
And this one also is like, you can't see through it. There's no shell.
Yeah.
But yours is warm, but it has more of the pretty kind of like, you know, where when you put something over a dress, that kind of look. This is like the, I'm going out in the cold. You probably could wear it. In the old times, I could see them wearing it over a coat, almost.
Almost, yeah, like a muffler or whatever. Not a muffler.
You know, you remember like those old pictures of
capes.
Yeah, like a cape. That's what I'm picturing. You know, like Little Women type period where they might have been wearing a cape over there.
Yep. Because they didn't have hoods instead. Well, the hood was on the
Exactly.
thing.
And actually, when I wear this under my red poncho, it looks like the hood is attached to the poncho, and I love it. And I actually try to wear it that way as much as I can. I wouldn't wear it during the podcast simply because I just finally got my hair fixed after falling asleep with the hood on.
Is it your turn?
I just showed this.
Okay, let me see here. All right. I thought
I just need to put the. What did you think?
I showed the Mad Hatter. Did you show that after the Mad Hatter or before?
How many have you shown?
1, 2, 3, 4.
And I have shown.
Because we're not really
1,
paying attention because we're
2,
distracted.
3, 4, 5. So it is your
it's my
turn.
Okay. All right.
I thought I had just shown mine.
My next one is my By Special Request Shawl project from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel. So that's the same shawl pattern I'm trying to work on right now. And this is in my Silver Shed PHN blue bag with PHN faces on it. And let's see here. This one I did work on a fair amount. Okay.
Where did my pin go?
Don't want to lose my hook here. I made a fair amount of progress on this one.
Yay, progress.
So this one is a bit tangled as well. I'm gonna have to see what I can do about that.
That's
But you can
That's where
see
you
that
belong.
this is quite a bit. This is actually bigger than the one I'm wearing. I'm working on for myself. I'm really close.
Part of it is because you've been working on mine. Part is I like mine big.
Well, so do I.
Yeah.
This one's probably close to done.
Hey.
It's just
Are you aiming for my birthday?
I'm aiming for when it gets done.
Yes, good. I'm glad you're not putting that pressure on yourself.
So this is Miss Babs. No, this is Malintosh and Miss Babs and Marigold Jen, I think, or is this Dragonfly?
Which one? That's I don't have Dragonfly in there. It's Matosh, Miss Babs,
And that's
and
Marigold Jen.
Jen.
Okay, so it's working. It's coming along really well. I'm hoping to finish it soon. I don't want to get this tangled up in my other one, so I'm going to put it in the bag.
But yeah, you probably look forward to being done because then you can work on yours.
Yeah.
I look forward to being done because I have the ability to wear it then.
Yeah.
And
I'd like to start some new things too.
Wait, by new things you mean like more of those?
I don't know. We'll see. That's another one that I tend to have one of those on the needles all the time.
One or two.
Hook on them. Yeah. Or more.
Let's see. Look, I'm trying to remember the name of the pattern. This is the Jemima. I just had a brain that went bye-bye. Jemima Socks. And this is KF Jones. I'm trying to keep track of what I've worked on. I just realized that I'm working on more projects than I usually do on the podcast, and I'm not going to remember that. Because usually all I work on during the podcast is Lake of Shining Waters, so then that's easy. But I started off the podcast working on Bullfinch. Then I started Lake of Shining Waters. And then I got distracted and started working on Laura's Hood. And then I realized I'm not supposed to be working on Laura's Hood. And I went back to...
Laura's like, why shouldn't you be working on my hood?
Because this is when I work on my sweater. Although Laura's Hood probably deserved the time to itself. But yeah, that... I don't usually work on this many things during the podcast. So then this is Thorn's Hooded Cow.
She's waffling.
Oh yeah, I just did very well, don't you notice?
I've got a big ball coming out.
Yay!
We'll see if I can save the rest of that. It's almost like it got spliced in a certain place, so I might have to cut it. But I don't want to do that until I'm actually working on it.
Right.
So.
Okay, so my next one is in my... Hang on, let me collect it. That's not the bag. Of course, it sinks to the bottom. There we go. This is another Laura Bunny bag. This one...
So cute.
I know, I love this one. It's a Molly Klein design. And the bunnies have spectacles and bow ties. I think it's all spectacles and bow ties.
Beau Brummel bunnies.
I think Beau Brummel wear these are more like geek bunnies.
Well, that too, but Beau Brummel could wear glasses.
Yeah, but they'd have to be... These are not chic glasses. These are
it depends on what they decide is chic. Have you seen people who do models?
Yeah, I guess to me it looks like these are nerd bunnies, which is adorable to me. Like the bow tie and everything. Funny thing is, I think that Barry Allen used to give any fun of that if he had to dress up, he would wear a bow tie, which totally Barry Allen. Comic Barry, not... I don't remember if the TV show one wore it.
Laura would know.
Yeah. I watched the show. It's just been a while. And show canon is a bit different than movie canon. Okay. So, somehow I always do this. Probably because I'm magic looping all my socks, and so my magic always gets twisted there around my yarn. So this is Fetching the Sun, the Caradra Socks by Claire Ellen. I was so close to being done on the first pair and the other one, but I looked at it and I was like, A, I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough yarn in the Miss Babs that I had. And then B, I know Miss Babs will get a hole in it because it's not meant for socks in the worsted weight. That's her DK weight. So I made the decision to rip back and I pulled Heidi's yarn. And this is a fingering weight of Heidi's. This is Big Bad Wolf, 8 Little Red Riding Hood. And I have 2 skeins of this actually. So no worry about running out. And it's another red one, so it's perfect. I think this is nylon in it. And also, this is, this, I believe, has a pretty good twist to it anyway.
Just look at the skein that's the other yarn there.
I always have trouble telling if something has a good twist to it.
Well, it's not falling apart on the, it doesn't look like it's overly loose.
Yeah. But when I was doing it in the heavier weight, the cables were definitely, of course, a lot larger. This gives you a little bit more of a delicate cable.
Still pretty.
Oh, it's still pretty. It's just definitely a different look to it. The other one was more chunky. Now, when I eventually get to the Aowen and Aomer, basically all the Rohirrim, they all have chunky cables. I guess because they're not civilized? I don't know.
They're warriors.
Yeah, so they have chunky cables.
Cables that can repel orcs.
Yes.
And
yes.
Arrows and things.
Well, Tolkien thought of like the noble Vikings when he thought of them. I mean, they're blonde and everything. So that was his rationale and his thought process. So it does kind of, that kind of rough and tumble, not quite completely civilized feel to them. And she caught that with the cables. And I know that's a finger weight sock, so that it will still be chunky. This, like I said, is not. And I really am looking for, I enjoy working this, but I'm looking forward to being finished because, not because I'm not enjoying this, but because next would be Aragorn socks. Well, either Aragorn or the Gandalf ones I have, but I'm pretty sure I'm doing Aragorn because then I get to work with Laura's yarn that I had wound up for that purpose.
Which one is that?
That's, I think it's like, Oogie Boogie or something like that. You know, it's something like that. It's a green. It's a foresty green kind of color. Because originally I had a gray, a Macintosh gray sock yarn for that, but then Laura gave me the green. I was like, well, the green will work much better for Aragorn.
And the gray.
And I found a gray Pilgrim sock pattern. I think it is another Claire Ellen, and that's going to be Gandalf's. Because initially I was going to be a smart aleck and give Gandalf something super colorful.
But it wouldn't work right.
And I could have done something white, but nah.
No.
I don't want white socks.
They get dirty too easy.
I mean, I know that's a traditional color for socks, but I don't want to be knitting cable work socks in white.
It'd be pretty.
It'd be pretty, but
You wouldn't have to do them white. You could do them silver.
True. But I have the Macintosh gray, which I am looking forward to using as well. And Gandalf is actually a simpler pattern, so it all depends. For Gandalf versus Aragorn, it depends on how much I decide I need a break after Caradhras before going on to Aragorn. If I feel like
Legolas wears you out when you're chasing the sun.
Fetching Sun, yeah. Legolas has a sock pattern. His is interesting because right-hand sock is different than left sock. The Yay! The what looks like leaves are going, they're kind of like diagonal to each other. It's really pretty, but you have a definite right and left sock. Gimli has a really pretty pattern too.
I saw that. Where's my yarn? The other yarn.
The first time I tried to knit one of her patterns, I tried to knit Pippin, and I did it too tight a gauge. I was trying to do it in my Miss Babs light blue, and I am going to try and knit Pippin again. I think I wasn't quite ready for Pippin at the time.
No, Chirp is Dragonfly, right?
Chirp is Dragonfly. Not Dragonfly. That is Miss Babs, but Chirp is, I had it in Yowza. It was Electric Turquoise. I'm pretty sure that was the colorway name that I was using for Miss Babs. Because I had gotten a bunch of it for a shawl I wanted to knit. I wanted to do in red and this blue a really gorgeous brioche shawl.
Oh, I remember.
It was a huge shawl. Remember?
Yeah, I had yarn for that, or I had the pattern.
Yeah, and I still want to knit that eventually, but it wasn't the best choice when at that point I was having extreme fatigue because I was sick and didn't know it yet, and B, I never jump into things small. I have to do a 2-color brioche in a huge shawl the first time I do it, so I wasn't quite ready based on life and all that.
Right.
I will knit that shawl though eventually. Life goals. Probably not yet because my fatigue's still an issue. But I'll get there eventually, maybe. Hopefully.
Now I can actually say that not only did I untangle it, I have worked on it.
Yay!
Yay.
Okay.
Because I didn't feel like having to cut the yarn.
No, I understand. I wouldn't have felt like cutting yarn either. Because that's a waste of yarn.
It is, and there's more ends I have to weave in.
Indeed.
I don't want to weave in
Excuse
ends.
me, it's your turn.
My turn. Okay, let me just get this to where
my shoulder clicked.
Do this. There we go. Yay for progress.
Yay.
Okay, let me see here. All right, guys, let's see what we got here. They probably think this is going to be called something about waffling, but they're going to be surprised.
Indeed.
Okay. All right.
But we've been pretty waffly lately.
All right.
I mean, how will they know the difference? We always waffle unless one or both of us is not feeling well.
B-wing bag. Thank you, Brittany. This is my Jelly Roll. It's my Country Roads blanket from the Jelly Roll blanket pattern.
You haven't been drinking your tea very much.
I'm almost done with it.
Are you?
Uh-huh. Okay, so here it is. And I'm really close to changing colors on this one. I think I'm going to go to this next.
How have you liked having the warmer?
It's nice.
Okay, so should I bring it out when we have the podcast more often? Are you enjoying having the tea hot throughout?
It's nice to have the tea hot.
Okay, so I can do that. It's not an issue.
I've got one too, so we'll see if instead of having to make you get it, if mine will work as well.
Mm-hmm. Yours does work. Now, the one thing I like about this is yours is a full.
Yeah,
like the whole surface of yours is the warmer.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry on this about something hitting the warmer itself.
Yeah.
And that might be better for the podcast.
Could be true. All right, look at this. This is what I've gotten to. I'm almost to the point where I want to add another color. And this is another scrappy project because apparently that's what I want to do.
Someone said that they had started it. I can't remember who it was.
I think it was Christina, and she's doing it in worsted.
Yeah.
And this is the next color because it doesn't have to match. Right?
No, it doesn't. It's scrappy.
So
I mean, we saw how nicely my mitered square turned out. And my really big one is kind of annoyed because it got started first and the smaller one bypassed it.
Right.
And then even has all the ends, woven in. I'm not working on my huge one.
Yeah. Well, you'll get to it when you want to.
Yeah, and that one, there's really not a lot of excuse not to work on it because the squares are much smaller.
Right.
I think I went to 33.
Well, Christina gave me the proper terminology. I think it was Christina who said she was doing this. That she said panels. That's what these are, panels.
Right.
And for some reason, I don't have as much difficulty working and getting my head around the idea of panels. It's fine. I can do panels. But thinking about doing a bunch of squares and just...
I wonder if your thought process will be different once you learn to pick up stitches.
Possibly.
Because it's not the same as just doing squares. Oh, hey, my package from Adagio was delivered.
I wonder if my thing was too.
Was it my turn for a project? Do you want me to talk while you check?
Yeah, just give me a chance to get through this row, and then I'll go check and see what we have, because we have a fair amount of stash enhancements this time around. Yeah. Let me just get to the end here. I'm almost there. I've got about 3 or 4 stitches, or 5 stitches.
Okay, and I should see what's next for me to show anyway.
And this is just different yarns. And Laura made a good suggestion that I didn't even think about, was why don't you use minis for this?
Yeah, exactly.
I just pulled a bunch of yarns out that were just sitting there not doing anything.
And I have a ton. Like, okay, the basket I use for blocking things. That's larger than that. It's like this big, that wide, and it's full of minis. And it's overflowing. And that's just my heavier weight minis. I have another container that's my fingering weight minis.
Okay, let me go see. I'm going to go and see if we have any mail, and we'll be right back.
Okay, so let me take a sip of tea, and then I'll go for my next project. In my Silver Shed USA books bag, let's see, we have, I'm trying to see if I can read any of the book titles here. I wonder if they purposely made them a little bit indistinct. The Young Lion, it looks like, is one. Gone with the Wind. Little Women. Maybe it's not the Young Lion. Young something. Probably another classic. That I can't quite read. Okay, let's see what else is on here. So far, I like what's in this guy's collection. Not sure what that is. Poems of John somebody. So this looks like a dictionary. Yeah, I think they're purposely somewhat indistinct, even though you can read some of them if you're really looking at it closely. Okay. So in here is my Peacock Socks project. The pattern is Vanilla Latte Socks by Virginia Rose Jeans. Get jeans. Was this a free pattern? I want to say this is a free pattern, but I'm not completely sure. So, I am using... Mama giving me this for... Excuse me, let me get a drink of tea.
Happy, joy.
It arrived for you too?
Well, one of them did, not the other one, because the other one's just
Right.
These are yours here.
Oh, thank you.
Oopsie. These are all yours.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. Well, that's medicine.
Rosary.
This is something for the shop. Special order thing.
Oh, this is yours.
Oh, this is a Miss Brittany. Mrs. Brittany. And Adagio. So, lay that there.
This is T-Spot.
So, put that over here. Okay, so... Oh, I was talking about the Peacock Socks.
Peacock.
So, where'd my yarn go?
Don't know.
It fell into my bag. Into my sweater bag. Okay, so this is the Peacock yarn that Mom gave me. I was looking through the this to see if I could pick out the titles. A lot of them are indistinct, but I saw a little admin in there.
What does that mean when I turned it off?
Yeah, that turned off. Because it's what it does is it blinks until it's completely cool, so you know it's hot.
Gotcha.
Which I actually like that
really
feature. I usually don't unplug it until it stops blinking, so that way I know if I happen to hit it with my hand, it won't be hot.
Right.
But then I'm using for heels and toes, and I'm going to be using this for a lot of different heels and toes because it matches a lot of my yarns. Juniper. So I made actually put a good bit of progress on this because I wanted to work on it because it's really happy.
Very pretty.
And it's funny, it has the typical West Yorkshire Spinners patterning, but it has a very different feel than Bullfinch, which I can't grab because I threw it far out of my reach. But,
You throwing things again?
well, immediately after I threw it towards the door, I was like, why did I do that? I know I'm going to want to work on this. But yeah, so this did get work on it. I enjoy this pair of socks. I'm probably a couple inches away from having to think about the heel flap and all that. And then I'll get to add Juniper in, which will be much fun.
Juniper's what?
Juniper's the blue.
Okay. I thought Juniper would be green. Maybe Juniper berries are blue.
Maybe the Juniper berries
I thought they're red, but I don't know.
I don't know.
What do I know about Juniper berries?
I know nothing about Juniper. To me, it was just a pretty name. So there we go. I am not going to throw this far away. There we go. Although maybe I should for the sake of my Christmas socks. Okay, Christmas socks, look! Like it cares, it's inanimate.
It pouts.
Well, it's definitely sulking. Your turn.
Okay, the one I'm working on is the one I'm going to show you. And this is in my Emma Owl's bag. Thank you, Emma.
Wow, my body's weird. My toes are stiff.
Oh. This is, now Emma said that she did not make this bag, but I call it my Emma bag because she gave it to me. It's a lovely little, you all right?
Yeah, just my body decided it doesn't like being elevated too long. Because I'm cramping.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay, it'll ease.
It's my Emma Owl's bag. And it's my Ice baby blanket pattern. And this is, it's a project. The pattern is just a Sorabelle scarf pattern that I made into a blanket. And I really like the way it's working up. The crystal, the crystal, huh? The crystal that the yarn gave me. The yarn.
Yarns are giving you crystals now?
Yes.
Darn.
Crystal, chronically crocheting. I hope you're feeling better, Crystal, and your husband. She gave me this yarn, and she gave me 3 skeins of it, and I think it's going to be just plenty, just enough to make this baby blanket. And it works out beautifully. It's ice yarn. It's, what's it called?
Sorry.
Icy Aqua is the colorway, and it's yarn that comes from Turkey. Ice yarn. Yeah. And it's a worsted weight yarn. Kind of a heavier worsted, I think. Acrylic. And it really is pretty the way it works up, I think.
It is. And it's appropriately called ice yarn.
Yes, ice yarn. So this is the Ice Baby blanket. Because I'm very creative with my name, apparently.
You see, I would have thought Frozen.
Yeah, I just didn't want to call it that. I was like, I'm tired of doing that.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's doing that.
Alrighty then.
Yep. So there.
You showed them.
I showed them. Showed them all.
Okay.
Showed them all.
So my next one, this one gets quite a bit of work. This is in my little skein in the black wool velveteen rabbit bag that Mom got me like an eon ago.
It was really close to when we first started podcasting.
And this is, like I said, the Rainbow Socks. It's the Vanilla Cream pattern by K.F. Jones. I had to pay attention because I have Vanilla Latte by one person, Vanilla Cream, and they're very different patterns,
Right.
but I mix up the names sometimes.
Right.
Because Vanilla Latte has a little bit of, a very slight bit of patterning in it, whereas Vanilla Cream Socks is very much of a stockinette sock.
So you can use wild yarn in it.
Yes. Well, you probably could for the Vanilla Latte as well. Oh, I wasn't sure I was gonna like it with the micro stripes, but I think it had to be this had to be this pattern. I don't think it would have looked quite as nice in the Vanilla Latte one.
It would look good in a Cerebel. It would look good in a Cerebel.
Well, everything looks good in a Cerebel. But this, and I'm gonna have, you have the little micro stripes, and they're actually, it looks from afar like, oh, it's just, you know, each row is a different color, but actually they change colors in the middle of the row.
Right, I see that, yeah.
It's actually not quite the length of a full row, but from far away, you can't tell that. And I am going
Optical illusion.
It is.
Optical illusion socks.
So I'm going to be using green for the toes. My plan is right now to do green toes, purple heels, but if I have enough green for heel on the other one, I might do one sock green, purple, you know, toes, heels, and then the other sock purple green, you know, heels, toes, just cuz. I mean, these are definitely socks that could handle that kind of wildness.
Sure.
And normally that's not something I would do.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, and it's a pair of socks. And I can then decide which day, you know, I might decide, oh, but the purple green versus the green purple is my right sock all the time.
So you know your right from your left?
That's why I had the beanie mark here.
Yeah.
Because I don't know my right from my left.
Oh, you put a beanie mark there for that?
God put the beanie mark there because I don't know my right from my left.
Get that from your grandfather.
Left hand, I was a right hand beauty mark. Left hand beauty mark. Right hand acid burn.
Wow.
Yes, from chemistry
aren't
lab.
you special?
Yes. Unfortunately, there's no mnemonic for right hand acid burn and left hand beauty mark. Neither of those things really work for their side.
All right, let me just finish this up so I can do. I think it's my last project. Let me just.
And I have one more after that.
Yep.
Which makes sense.
Okay, guys, I just want to make sure I'm in a place where I can stop. So I'm going to do one more stitch, which, as you know, with the Cerebel is actually like 3 stitches or 4
Right,
stitches.
because it's actually kind of a shell.
Yeah, kind of a shell.
Where'd my needles go?
I want to figure out how to incorporate this particular pattern into a pattern. It's, you know, this particular stitch into a pattern. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, there we go. I tried to do it and it kept puckering. So I need to look into Shannon's book and see what he has to say about that.
You could probably figure out a way to make that a poncho.
Possibly. It might have to be seamed, and I don't know how. You would have
That's
to.
what I was thinking.
You would have to
you had to
decrease
do.
it. So, or increase, depending. Okay, so let me put this away.
I would probably do first something like a baby sweater, because then you have square
And square.
and rectangle,
Yeah.
and you do because there's usually
Or a
not.
little vest or something.
Yeah, there's usually not a whole lot of shaping in a baby sweater.
Okay, now, this is one that wasn't on the, it wasn't on the hook until like Sunday or a little before, yeah, no, it was a little before that. When I went to the hair appointment, I started it, and then I pulled it out and restarted. So I started like January 4th or something like that. It's called the Virtual Hugs Shawl.
Oh.
And it's a scrap shawl pattern. It's a scrap shawl pattern by Anastasia Patel. So yes, I have 3.
Of course. Yes.
I have 3 of them now.
I forgot that you started this.
Let me find it.
Or maybe I didn't know that you started it. It must be small.
No, it's grown.
Okay.
I
I guess the bag's just big. Are you tangling already?
This is a different yarn. Let me see here. I don't know what this is.
All right, let's separate. Hold on. We are tangled within.
This is a different ball of yarn.
There we go.
Let me just
Find it.
find it.
Before it ends up making a mess in there.
Find it. It's like this, but it's not this one. Because originally I think I'd started with this one.
Oh, and then you said no.
And where is it? There it is. Okay.
Wow, that one really went far.
Huh?
That one really decided if it was gonna, untangle weirdly. It was just gonna go for it.
I'll deal with that later. Okay, so this is what I've got so far.
Pretty
Stuff.
I'd look on my glasses because everything has this.
This has got kind of purples, different shades of purples. It looks like it's blue on there, but it's actually different. It reminds me of like a grape soda or grape knee-high or something. The radar. So,
what's a knee-high?
I have no idea. Some kind of soda.
Oh.
Think. Radar on
Well, how
Mash.
can it remind you of a knee-high if you don't know what it looks like?
Well, I assumed it was a grape soda.
Okay.
Because Radar on MASH couldn't have alcohol. He was always talking about grape knee-highs.
Oh, okay.
I
didn't realize he was that young.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was like 19,
Okay.
something like that, 18. Back then in the Korean War, I think it was the Korean War, I don't think they were still allowed to drink until they were 21.
No, you still can't drink until you're 21.
Well, it depends on what state you're in.
No, I checked. It was when you were younger, depending on what state you were in. It's universally 21 in the U.S.
Well, so that's what it looks like so far. I've got different shades of different colors in here, and I'm still figuring out how the order's going to be. This is a little lighter than I thought it would be, so it's going to be a DK, basically a DK weight shawl, which is nice. I like the way it...
The age is, I think, 18 in Europe. Or depends on where you are in Europe.
Europe, they don't really have an age because they
I think there is a purchasing age. Like, it doesn't matter
probably,
if you know.
Probably. I mean, I'm sure that we have people in Europe, we have people in Australia and stuff like that they can tell us.
Because I remember hearing that, like, kids who went overseas who wouldn't be able to drink in the U.S. would be able to drink in Europe.
Oh, yeah, they can because, when I was a kid, in high school, what?
Mm-hmm.
16, 17, 18. I mean, we're juniors and seniors in high school, and you would go to the pubs and drink a beer or whatever. I didn't like the taste of the beer, but
I like the smell of it.
I don't like anything.
It smells like bread.
I don't like it. But
I wanted to like it, but
so this is my virtual hug shawl, and I just started it, and I'm still figuring out the color scheme. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Tea's all gone.
Tea's all gone. Mine is too. Why is the tea all gone?
Presumably because we both drank it.
But why is the tea all gone? It's supposed to be like, we're supposed to have.
It's supposed to be like Doctor Strange's.
Yes. I don't drink tea.
Tea.
We do, please. Yes, please.
Okay. So, in my
What do you drink?
Kiki
Not
Boo
tea.
bags, beautiful light blue. It is light blue. Yeah. Okay.
Puzzle pieces.
Yes, puzzle pieces. Autism awareness bag. I do like this fabric.
And she gave those to us. We have.
Yes, she did. And this is. She makes a quality bag.
She does. She's very talented.
And I do enjoy this fabric. I've seen it, I believe, carried by other people as well.
It's not as common as the other one.
No, it's not. And I think that's what the first thing that caught my eye when she gave this to us was the fact that it was not a fabric I'd seen before. And then, of course, I mean, we've had these bags for a while, and I'm abusive to my bags, and this holds up.
Yeah.
That's why you don't see a whole lot of drawstrings from me, because I'm very abusive to my bags.
Yeah, she gave us 2 drawstrings and 2 zippers, and we gave the 2 drawstrings away as prizes that year.
I forgot that we got drawstrings, yeah.
Because, we tend to be a little tough on them. Not that her bags
Yours don't tend to fall apart the way mine do.
No. Every once in a while I'll have an issue with the cord, if the cord's not a sturdy cord, but usually it's fine.
I'm really bad for mine. I have a couple, like, Plover Birds. She's not making bags anymore, but hers held up to abuse. Now, I only had to sew something once, but that's because I was very much abusing my Batman bag that she made for me, with the stained glass Batman, and the strap got a little loose because I was using it almost as a purse.
Right.
So I had to sew that strap. But that's because I was using it the way it wasn't supposed to be used. But in this bag, I actually can't show you the project because this is a design in progress.
A design in progress?
Yes. Well, this has been going for a while. People might not remember it because I haven't been showing designs in progress on Zoom or live stream for a lot lately because I've been working on a lot of designs.
We have one of those this Friday.
We do. We have a live stream. I'm starting to put it on my Lord of the Rings. Actually, it's mostly Silmarillion calendar because there's nothing Lord of the Rings. I've got the Valar on there right now.
Right.
Or the Home of the Valar, rather.
I don't think I have any more, so...
Yeah, okay, so that leads us on to FOs, which neither of us have.
No FOs.
I don't really have much in the way of shop news, because, I mean, that's the first design I've worked on in a while. No
My
new
shop
sales.
news, I did get, I had a nice size special order. Thank you very much. It is a work in progress. It is started. So, because she was very gracious, I told her when she gave me the special order, she did the special order during the sale, so she's getting the sale price. And I told her, though, I wouldn't be able to start till after New Year's, and she's been very, very patient with me. So, I know she watches the podcast. Thank you for being so patient with me. I've done the colors, and they're drying downstairs. So
Pretty.
Yeah, I have to reskein them.
Can you see the colors at least?
I don't want to do it until I'm sure they dried up. Possibly, maybe I can show them on the next podcast.
That works.
If this person doesn't mind me holding on to them that long. And then the other thing is I'm looking forward to, because I was feeling, I get overwhelmed, and so I wanted
to put away like it's supposed to.
because I have a little more time on the kits. I wanted to finish that personal order first, and now I can get back to working on the kits, the PHN colorway. I'm about halfway finished with that in terms of the skeins, and honestly, if I can do a couple a day, because I have to have enough space to lay it out, so I can only do 2 or 3 at a time. I'm hoping to get that done relatively quickly now that I've got the special order out of the way. And I don't mean to say that like, oh...
No, it's more like when you have something to do.
I want to get that done first.
Yes.
And so I will be working on that. I have a couple of new colorways that popped into my head. Taya had suggested one, and then there's a lady on the Adagio site who does these really cute little dragons, and one of her dragons gave me an idea. So I do have some ideas for new colorways, and we'll see if you like those. Yeah, I mean, just keep an eye on the shop, and I may or may not have a birthday sale around the time of my birthday. That's
I'm kind of missing the boat for mine. I mean, I could do it, but honestly, I've just had 2 sales back to back. I'm just going to hold off.
Yeah, you don't need to. You had 2. I had...
Because I'm going to end up having sales once we come upon certain feast days. Because I know I usually have one in May for Our Lady.
And October.
And I usually have one in October for the month of the Rosary. I know last year I did one in March for St. Joseph.
That was because it
was the year of St. Joseph. But every once in a while, I'll just have a sale because of a feast day or something like that, and because all the rosaries in my shop.
Right.
So I have scattered sales throughout the year, and I don't want all these sales like in the January, December time period.
Right. Well, I had my major sale. I now realize that is going to be my major sale.
It's a nice major sale.
It's a nice major sale. I like the amount that we can give on that sale.
And it's a really good time period for Christmas.
Right, which means that my other sales will be a little fewer.
Which means Christmas also tends to be busier.
So,
but that's usually by the time when you need a little bit of money coming in because of presents.
So my birthday sale will probably be a few days, if I do it, at the end of the month. That's what I have to say about the shop.
Okay, so then that leads us on to stash enhancements. Let me bring these
let me just
here. Oops, hang on. My one stash enhancement ran away.
Put this away here, because I have a lot of stash enhancements.
Okay, so I'm going to show the one that's not like any of the others first.
One of these things is not like
Put the phone up here. Stay here.
One of these things doesn't belong.
So, Mom and I did a trade for some yarns. Actually, we shared this one.
Yeah, but let me just...
So let's show what because I gave you yours first.
All right, let me just, here, you roll this up and I'll show it. Okay, Taya and I, because of I found out that it wasn't the virtual hugs shawl, because it's not as heavy as I thought it was. I can't really use that like I wanted to. So I traded her, and she gave me this for it.
That is Killington base, so you don't think it's Miss Babs. It's Killington.
Well,
I mean,
it
it's Miss
is
Babs. You don't think it's
not
Yowza.
Yowza.
Yeah, it's Killington. That one has a little bit of silk in it, I believe.
I think it does.
Oh, you got a silk for a silk.
Yep. And then she gave me this one here, which is a dragonfly. And I still don't know if I'll be using all of these, but isn't that pretty? And then she gave me this one, which is a Mad Tosh. And I know it's lopsided, but I gave her yarn all through the year too. So
Yes, she does. And honestly, we were just desperately grasping for purples.
Yep. So this is...
Because, at least in that weight, because it's not a weight either of us use a whole lot.
Yeah, and it's actually...
Did you have to go down a hook size?
No, I'm still the same hook size.
Okay, it's not too light?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It's fine. Okay, so that's what I have for that, the yarn. And you want me to take over what you
Yes,
do?
I got it started.
Okay.
Okay, so this was the trade. So I am pretty sure I want this in a shawl. Whether I...
And it should be enough for a small shawl.
Yeah, and I was thinking if I take... See if I have some gray or black in my stash, I can then edge it. And also if I have some purple left over from Laura's hood.
Mm-hmm. And you might.
And I might. Now I don't know how much yardage because I don't have...
There's like 500 and some odd, 590 or something like that.
But I had to look through my worsteds.
Isn't the thing on there?
No, there's no tag on there. Now, it might be in Laura's bag.
It's 8 ounces. And
Yeah.
it's worsted weight. So I'm figuring that it's probably about between 450 and 500 yards.
So, I had to look through my stash for other worsteds that are in the gray-purple area because I might do kind of a gradation thing. Mm-hmm. So when I run out of this, which is the main color, I can grade it into something else.
Right. Well, it's not like you don't have a dyer in the house, and it's not like I don't have these huge worsted skeins.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of people who like my big worsted ones. I can get more if I have to.
Right. And I'm thinking a gray would probably be best, don't you?
Maybe.
Or a dark purple.
Dark purple would look really good.
Because, like I said before, I have a couple skirts with purple in it where I don't really have something to go with it.
I have a really pretty purple. I can't remember what it is. It's that darker kind of purple.
And that would be nice for the edge then, because then I would use this till it runs out, and then the rest of however big I want to make it can be purple. Now the other option is to make a worsted version of something like the forest floor, but with only 3 colors, in which case I would do this, dark purple, and then see if I have some gray. Because that would probably be the best way to go for that.
Possibly.
But that would require a lot of adjustments, and I kind of am in the thinking that maybe I should find another shawl of similar shape.
As a forest floor?
As a forest floor. You know, something that really wraps around, but that has is easy to adjust to make bigger.
Right. I think most shawls are.
Yeah, you just have to kind of
just keep going.
Keep going. Well, like something, it depends on how the decreases are. With something, or how the increases are, excuse me. With something that is a shape I like, the increases tend to be scattered throughout. You know, it tends to be like you keep, like you do for a toy, where you start off with increase, then 6 stitches, and then repeating that all around, then increase 7 stitches all around, you know, that kind of thing. Not quite as spaced as, like, not every other row or every row, but, you know, that tends to be more of like what you do with the kind of shawl I like. So I'll have to see what's out there. No, Baron and Luthien shawls are fingering weight, I think.
Right.
Well, not to mention that really wouldn't work for Baron and Luthien's.
I don't know. I can't remember what that shawl looks like.
They're very, well, they're 2 different shawls. Baron has a shawl and Luthien has a shawl.
I mean, I remember they were very nice shawls.
But I think they're fingering.
Like I said, that doesn't make much difference.
No, it doesn't. But it might make, if it's more of a delicate looking shawl, it might make it look too chunky. Oh, you know what? It's not fingering. Or if it is, it's not the point. It is mosaic. They're mosaic shawls. It's that lovely designer who does all that mosaic. This is not, I'm not going to use this for mosaic.
No, that would, the yarn would be wasted and it would ruin the pattern.
Yes. I do want to knit Baron and Luthien, but I have to wait. Barons and Luthiens. I think you liked Barons better, and I kind of liked Luthiens better, but I liked both of them.
I don't remember. I'd have to look at them again.
But yes, so that's our shared stash enhancement.
Okay, but hold on, let me just...
And we'll see how much I have left of Laura's from her hood when I'm done with it.
Right. Now, do we have anything else that's shared besides the...
This
we
is...
want to do that.
We ought to do that together. This is something that's alone.
Okay, you do that and then I'll...
I think I know what this is, because Brittany sent me a text about this a while back, and I forgot about it.
Oh, yeah.
So, Brittany has sent me... Oops, come on, out and out. We want to make sure there's no note in there, because mine's...
My pin's on the
Yeah. Very cool. Okay, so this is Nordic Knits with Berger Birch. That almost sounds like that's got to be a made-up name. Although maybe it's not. Maybe it's something Nordic.
I don't know if it's Burge or Berg.
True. And so this is a lot of Nordics, and I do need... I have to know... Oh...
Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh, that is gorgeous. Okay, I need to learn to steak, y'all.
Yeah, I got you something to
I know you
started.
did. I know you did. I need to look at it. Ooh. Yeah, it's definitely a steak. Isn't that amazing? And then that's a pullover, but I think that's meant for a guy, and Dad would absolutely never wear that.
No, he would not.
There's a woman's one.
That's pretty.
I
I might wear that. Maybe.
You see, oh, you know what? It can be worn by a woman too. Which I could wear that. Although the neck's up a little high for me. I'd probably be doing this.
You can make that in different colors for Grandma and Grandpa. You can make it in the same colors, and Grandma and Grandpa would wear it.
They would wear that. Oh, that'd be so cute for them. They would be so adorable. It's sport.
Oh, I have a ton of sport.
Yes, you do. That would be adorable. I love that idea so much. My grandparents are matchy-matchy types. Of course, you know, they might be 100 by the time I finish.
To give you an idea, my mother is 81 and my dad is 83.
Yeah, I might not fit. Oh, at least it's a better neck than I thought it was.
Yeah.
It's more of a boat neck.
I wonder if that's the guy though, as opposed to the girl.
Well, it's the same pattern.
Yeah,
it's just their hair's hiding it.
No, but see, it looks higher on her.
I think maybe it's the way she has it pulled.
Possibly, yeah.
Because they don't have like guy version, girl version. They have sizes.
Right.
And
it's unisex.
Yeah, it's unisex. And I think it's just the way she's posing. And you know what it probably is?
Yes, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that.
There's a certain different shaping between men and women.
No.
Ooh, beautiful.
Oh, that's pretty.
Guys, this is great, Brittany.
I would never wear that.
I would never. I can't see. They make this unisex, so I'd never think of that guy.
Now those are pretty.
Nice slippers. But actually, kind of similar to the ones that you got me. Although they have a little bit more of that point thing that you sometimes see.
Like elves.
Like elves.
Oh, those are pretty.
You would want those.
Ooh.
Look at those.
Those are pretty.
That's probably staked.
Can't you do that in the cement?
No, because what happens is you're probably doing color work in the round.
And those are pretty too.
It's the same one. Oh, yeah, these are different ones. I don't like them quite as much as the other ones.
No, I don't either.
But they're still pretty. They're a little busier. Oh, they're snowflakes. Okay. Henpecked slippers.
Let me see.
They don't look henpecked.
Oh, that's fun.
Why would you call them henpecked? Maybe they're meant to be guys?
Yeah. It looks like a girl's there.
The poor slippers don't deserve that. Let's see. Okay, so the phrase henpecked husband, the English equivalent of the idiom slipper hero in Norwegian, and they just have the actual Norwegian here, is often used disparagingly if a husband lets himself be nagged and bossed around. Slipper hero?
Oh, that's fun. That has to be the name of the project.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. That's interesting. Slipper hero.
That's fun.
You see, I actually think those are kind of cute.
Yeah, they are cute.
I especially kind of like that little bit of different color there. I would never be able to wear the cowl. Even when I knit cowls, I can't bring myself to wear them because they're just so I have so much. You see me constantly pulling my shirt a little bit down because I have a lot of issue with getting overheated. I just want to make sure.
That's pretty. Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
fingerless mitts. Oh, those are the actual mitts.
Oh, those are pretty. And they don't have the thumb either. They're just mitts.
I can't tell if they have the thumb.
Doesn't look like there's a thumb in it.
It's hard to tell because
the way he's holding it.
Yeah, it has a thumb.
Oh, it does, yeah.
So, I will never make the actual mitts, even though I do have mitt blockers. More mitts. I do like the traditional look of the mitts, even though I'm just not a mitt person. I love with the Norwegian stuff, with the slippers and the mitts, they all come to this point. And it's just so cool looking. It's got a definite style to it. You can tell that it's Norwegian because that's the way they seem to do it, which I love. I'm just making sure we're out of all the sweaters and stuff because that's most flower pot cover. Dad would never let me. Well, actually, he might. He loves color work.
He might.
But he might not think it's good for the plants because
he might not think it's good for the color work because he has to water it and.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look, it doesn't cover the bottom, but still, I don't think
that's
he would
not
like
what I
that.
meant.
Water bottle cover, huh? Water bottle cozy, guys. So you might want to pick up this book if you want a fancy water bottle cozy. Huh? Pot holders.
I would never.
You would never use it. You would hang it in the kitchen.
Yes, that's what. Well, that's what they do. They hang it up in the kitchen.
I would use it.
It's too pretty.
See, look, they're using it.
It's too pretty.
Well, I mean, that's what Tot.
That's too. Daddy would never wear it because it's too heavy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't know. It's lace weight. I know. I'm not.
Oh, it's lace weight. He might wear it then.
I'm not working lace weight. I don't love it. I don't love them enough to work in lace. Were we just talking about bow ties?
Okay, we're running way over here.
Okay. Women's belt.
Yes.
Small cover. Do you want a cover for your soda can, guys?
Taya.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
No, we have things to do.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, we do.
I have.
That was all.
We're at 2 hours. I apologize. I got myself.
I need to be careful with this
My
cover.
husband got me a subscription Taste of Home. This is the annual that I just picked up at the grocery store. And I'm not going to show you a lot of the recipes in here because someone took a lot of time.
Sorry.
So that's that. And then I got this when I went to Michael's. It's magic ring slippers. They're crochet, and you know how
I'm so happy for you to do the magic ring.
Those of you who've been with us for a while know I have a love-hate relationship with chaining something and going around the top and the bottom of it. So this one starts at the toe, and you go up and around. And I'm not a big fan of the low slippers, but I do like these orange ones.
The only reason why the low ones might be nice is if you are, for some reason, if your feet are a little bit hot, but you still want to slide.
Right. I like the green ones.
Although, you have to add something to the bottom to make sure they don't slide, because they don't look like they have you sewing anything on the bottom.
I like 4 out of 6 of them. So that's a good percentage.
Well, yeah, especially since it's probably about as much as a pattern to pick up the magazine.
Everything else is what's going to determine, I think everything else is what's going to determine the name of the podcast this time around.
Yes.
Okay.
I am so sorry, guys.
First, well, this is what we thought about doing this as its own particular.
Yes, but we never got around to it.
This is going to be the last.
Sorry.
This is tea.
So, one thing they can do on Adagio is that
before we get to Adagio,
let's do Plum Deluxe.
Yeah.
Do you a T-spot?
So I got
maybe T-spot first because we have less of it.
Okay. T-spot. Actually, I have a couple from T-spot.
Oh, okay. Well, I only have one.
All right, but you had T-spot, so let me just.
And yours you gave me. I mean, mine you gave me, not yours you gave me.
Okay, hold on just a second here.
I'm just rolling it.
T-spot. Okay, the one that came in today is a T-spot, and so is this one. Okay. This one is, I didn't realize when I first purchased it that I would like this because I never tasted it. So this is Naughty and Nice Spice. I got one from Tyler
yep,
myself.
she got one for me too.
Okay. And they gave me a Morning Mojo Organic Pura Tea. I think I'll keep Puer tea. And they also gave, this is 40 weeks you can't have.
Nope.
Okay. So that's this one. And then, this one I haven't opened yet, so... Oh, that was... Yeah, okay. Thank you.
I don't want you to hurt your hands.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so this is the other one that I got, that I ordered. They always send me these nice little cards. Pura for digestion. Okay, they sent me this one before. You can have that one. So I really, really love...
I already have this information in my tea book.
Okay. This is the Earl of Grey. Got more of this.
Mom, you want to keep this for a bookmark.
Okay. This is Earl of Grey. And I love this. This is all Stephanie Frick's fault.
It is.
Okay. And she can take it.
If you don't think you're going to use it as a bookmarker, I'll take it from my bookmark box.
I don't know yet. I can't think about that right now.
Because I have a box by my bed that's filled with bookmarks. So anytime I need a bookmark, I put it in.
You want to try one of these? I got two of the same.
No, you have it.
Okay.
You like Pu'er better than I do.
Okay, so
I don't dislike Pu'er, but you really like Pu'er.
Okay, so that's our tea spot. Now, it looks like we have a lot, but there's a reason for that. Okay?
There is.
But part of it's Christmas sales, and part of it's something else. But before we go into the big one, I just want to show the did you get anything from... Oh, you did. Okay,
yes, I did.
Do you want to show the tea first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, the
I
tea.
have to grab this.
I got I got the sale after Christmas, and I picked
And then
up,
mine was also a gift card, so it was yours, right?
yes, I think it was.
Because Davina gave you a gift card.
Yes, it was. So this is gingerbread chai tea, buttery shortbread herbal tea, and Santa Blend herbal tea.
And I also have Santa Blend.
So I got these with a gift card that Davina got me for Christmas. I have a little bit more money left on that, but I have to figure out what I want to do for that.
This is red currant, I didn't realize it. And beetroot.
You like beetroot, isn't it? Oh,
I actually have never sure what beetroot tastes like. I know I like this tea.
this is the one I was going to give to you.
I think mine had one I was supposed to give to you. But I don't know where it's at. Oh, there it is. Because this is Ginger Delight Herbal.
Okay.
So trade. Okay. Put this over here. Then I picked up, they had all their Christmas mugs at Plum Deluxe, like 50% off.
And you saw mine with the Santa. This is the one I couldn't
I
find out.
actually like mine a lot better than I liked hers. And, she thought of this one. I forget why you looked at this one instead of the Santa.
Because it wouldn't be only Christmas.
And I told you, Christmas, you can do it all year round.
Which I do.
And I wasn't, at that time, I never planned to pick up one of these. I wasn't going to have a Christmas mug. Then the nice lady from Adagio, I ended up getting one gifted to me. Because hers was broken or whatever, or didn't quite work, and Adagio sent a replacement. She had them send a replacement to me, and then Adagio just let her keep the one that was defective. So she still has her mug, and I got her replacement,
Which was really nice of her.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I guess I was like the only person who responded when she put it up,
Or you were the first one.
or it's the first one. But this one, he is so precious.
Isn't he cute?
And I have coming in, it should be in Amazon by Thursday, slightly wider, because for my bunny mug, for both of our Plum Deluxe vintage, wintry mugs, and you have another mug that can't quite...
Yeah, I forget which one it is.
Maybe it's your owl one. I can't remember. But it's the mouth is a bit wider than our other mugs.
And this thing
keeps falling in.
keeps falling in.
So the covers I have coming in will cover this better, because it'll help keep warm, because this base is good, it fits on my warmer, but the top doesn't keep the thing on top so it stays warm. But I love this mug. I always want to use it.
Okay, now the next, I think, is everything else from Adagio?
Yes, it is.
Okay, now everything else is Adagio. We're going to leave the big box first, and we'll explain that to you when we
You
get
mean
to
last?
it. Yes, last. What did I say next?
You said first.
First.
The first will be last and the last will be first?
Yeah. Okay, from Adagio, I got gifted from Talia for my birthday.
First we need to explain the gifting process.
Yeah.
For Adagio, you gather points every time you make a purchase. And those points can be used either for specific rewards things, and they have specific teas that can be rewards specific, like
Items.
that can be rewards, that kind of thing.
And you can gift to other people.
Yes, or you can use your points to gift to other people. All the things on their wish list are worth a certain number of points, and they only show you those teas that you can afford with your points. So you put your birthday up on Adagio when you make your profile. You have that option. And if you do that, people who are your friends on Adagio can see the birthday hat or see that your birthday is coming up. And then they are given the option to give you birthday gift.
If they want to.
If they want to.
So Talia gave me this one. I have another one coming in from another girl who gifted me something. It hasn't come in yet. But this is, Talia gifted me this one, and it's called Adagio Tea's Blackberry Sage Oolong. I love Blackberry Sage. I'm interested to see if I like this one as much as I like the one that used to be at Books A Million and Barnes & Noble. Not Barnes & Noble.
I think Blackberry Sage is probably something that needs the full amount of sugar.
Yes. So this is good. And then when I went to the Master Blend site when I ordered this, and we won't say that time.
Yeah, no.
These are Master Blends, and they were less expensive because they were on sale. They were also less expensive. This is
also for your birthday.
They got discount,
right?
10%.
So on the main site for your birthday, you get a 5% off discount. On the Master's Blend, which is, these are ones that are for specific, I guess, small time farmers. These are your like fancy teas. These are your these are the snobby teas. As you will. These are the ones that will tell you even what crop it is.
Right.
And if it's an older crop, you get a bigger discount.
Think wines.
Yes.
This is a 2020 blend. This is a 2021 blend. This one,
except with wines, the older one is not. It would be the one that's discounted. Not discounted.
No, the older one in wine is the better one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The older one, the newer one in wine would be less expensive than the older one, and it's different for tea.
Now this one is Mang Ding Mao Fang. Deep green tea leaves with strikingly bright silvery leaf buds. Its dry aroma is that of hops and white grapes, while the liqueur is sweet, pear-like, crisp, and lingering. It comes from Sichuan, China. She
went to the same grower for both of them.
Okay. And this one is Ming Ding Huang Ya. Yeah. And this one is in the form of long, straight leaves rather than curls. Its dry aroma is fruity, while the liqueur is light yellow with toasty, nutty, warming notes. And again, Sichuan, China. And then they sent me this.
Oh, nice.
I guess they sent me something extra.
Well, that's nice.
Because I don't remember.
I don't think you ordered that. Or maybe you did.
Maybe I did and I forgot.
Oh, you did get 3. This one was super.
Oh, right.
It was like it was like a $2. It was like a slashed price.
So this is Formosa Red Oolong, and this features leaves that are lightly rolled and well roasted. It unrolls many layers throughout the cup that include biscuit. Oh, that's right. I remember biscuit, warm bread, honeysuckle, wildflower, honey, cocoa, apricot, and a hint of lychee. The idea of bread and tea intrigued me. Just to get the tea. I'm looking forward to trying this. So that came from Adagio. Do I have anything else from Adagio? I think that's it, except for the big box. And
okay, so I have a couple of, because I got quite a few birthday gifts from Adagio.
Because your birthday is closer.
Yes. And actually, that's stand up, Ellen. Okay. So, let's see. Which one's arrived first? I think this one. So, first came, and I can't remember everyone who gave everything because I get all mixed up. Lapsang Souchong. This was definitely a gift, and that's what it is. It's Lapsang Souchong. There's nothing else in it. That's the name of the tea. Yeah. Mm-hmm. A lot of times you'll see, if you're doing blends, you'll see this is one of the base teas. Mm-hmm. Just like you'll see, it's a kind of black tea. You know, you have Ceylon, you have Lapsang Souchong, you have those kind of things. This is in, this is in my Russian tea I like so much. Sorry, guys. Then this is Jun Shan Yin Zane. And the dry aroma is melon and maybe a little muscatel. What's muscatel?
I think it's a liquor of some kind.
Huh. Cup is creamy, light, and really looks like a nice silver needle. However, the cup also offers hints of toastiness and a soft muscat grape-like fruitness. Very complex and layered. And this is a yellow tea. Origin is Hunan, China, and it's harvest May 2021.
I think both mine were 20s.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because I think you went and looked at the lowest price, and that would have been the lower one. Then there's Mang Ding Huang Ya, and this is it's a form of long straight leaf rather than curls. Its aroma is fruity, while the liquor is light yellow with toasty, nutty, warming notes.
Is that the same with mine?
No, these are yellow teas.
Ming Ding Huang Ya.
Oh, you did pick up this
Yeah.
tea.
Yep.
Did you pick up a yellow tea?
I guess I did. Yeah.
Okay, because this is a yellow tea.
Yep.
And this is from Sushan, China.
I've got 2019, 2020.
This is 2021.
I've got 2019 for that one. No,
You should taste
mine
like the
is
difference
2020.
when you have yours. I should have mine and should
taste
see if
different.
there's a different taste between harvests.
Yeah.
Because they say sometimes there can be a different taste between harvests.
My oolong is 2019. The other two are 2020.
It's really good that we have different harvesters. I'm really interested in seeing what that'll be like. Okay, so the next page, I call this my golden box because these are. I got several people who gave me teas with the term gold in it. First of all, oopsie. First of all, Mom gave me some more Golden Monkey, which is good because I didn't want to run out of this.
So your birthday gift, right?
Yes.
One of your birthday gifts.
All these are birthday. Yeah. So more Golden Monkey to go. My Golden Monkey thing.
It didn't come in the tin.
No, I already had some in the tin from a different sample. It was like down here, and then Mom was able to bring me up a bit because I was kind of not having it very often because I only had the sample. So there's that. And then Hunan Gold. Like I said, I can't remember who gave me which one. I think this one probably, there's a little bit more in here, but I think it's one of those ones, you know, like sometimes with chamomile will take up more space because it's lighter tea. So Hunan Gold and Golden Spring. And I think these are both, well, this is a black tea. This one says green tea.
Yeah, well, it's got the color on the thing. Green.
But I believe this is actually the only yellow tea on the main site.
Right.
They just don't have a
yellow package.
yellow package. And
Well, they say that it comes from the green family.
yeah, they are just prepared slightly differently. Because I have in my tea book.
I was reading, and it's slightly more prepared than this.
Yeah.
I guess this is not prepared hardly at all. The green, and then the yellow's the next step up.
And this is yellow.
Yeah.
So, my book goes through it.
Yeah,
more.
I was reading that recently, so.
And then with those, because I got with my gifts 2 samples of Make-A-Wish. It's got black tea, natural flavor, and sprinkles. Contains a high level of caffeine. And these are limited time teas.
Mm-hmm.
It says happy birthday on the back.
Aw.
And it says it's your day on the side. So you can't order this. This is something that Adagio sends you. I don't know if it has to be a certain time around your birthday for it to be sent. I don't know if it's you didn't purchase something with your gift that you had come in, and so they were like, well, we need to throw something in there to make it a little heavier. But I have 2 of these, which is great. I need to find something to put them in because I have enough to fill something. I'm not going to use it for like it would have to be something that I know that I'll replace later. You know, but I can't keep them in the tins. I have multiple ones. And besides, it's hard to get them out of the tins.
Mm-hmm.
But what can happen is, I can maybe give you one of the tins.
That'd be nice. If I don't get one myself.
Yeah.
Okay, now this one is the big box.
Wait. I have the one that I didn't open that just came in.
Okay.
That is someone else's gift. This might be the Talia one. That I had gone through. Thank you. And I was looking at different people who did mott teas as blends, and I found this one person who did a lot of teas I liked, a lot of mott teas, and I went through and I favorited a lot of her teas, and because I wanted to keep track of what tea she blended, I friended her on Adagio, because then I see every time she blends a tea. Well, she friended me back, and then she gave me a birthday gift. And I'm pretty sure this is the one from her. Oh, this is a couple people. No, this is someone else. Oh, this is a different person's gift. Talia's still coming in.
Oh.
This came around the same time. This person gave me gunpowder, which is another tea I really love. First time I got gunpowder, you got it from Williamsburg for me. And I do have our local tea places gunpowder, and I have this gunpowder. Be interesting to see the difference. And gunpowder is actually green tea, which I didn't know at the time. And this tea, you can steep it multiple times a day. I used to steep it all night long when I was working night shift, and it would just get better and better with each steeping. and I got another Make-A-Wish. So I think that's what happens when you get your tea without buying anything else. They might throw this in here. Maybe that's what it is. That's the only thing I can think of. So yes, I need to find another container to put these in because I have 3 of these.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm not sure if it's something. It might be a little bit. I don't know what the natural flavor is, but it's black tea, natural flavor, and sprinkles. So it might not be your kind of tea. This might be good with milk.
Right.
Depending on how it tastes.
Okay, now this big box. Are you done?
Yes, because this is the happy birthday best wishes.
This big box, I did not buy all this, okay? I had enough points to get a mystery box.
Yes, she did.
Okay, so that's what I got, this mystery box. And I was really surprised at the size. Oh, I also had enough points to get an Adagio mug.
That's right.
So
actually, no, I don't think I know this.
yeah, I told you that.
Did you?
Yep.
Which one? I can't remember which one you got. You'll have to show me.
No, the Adagio mug that.
Oh, yeah, but that's the point in the other part of it. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were talking.
I didn't buy anything in here.
Yeah. And the shipping was free.
Yep.
And you also got free shipping.
Yeah. And I didn't have to use my points for it. It came free.
Oh, because there's a certain amount. Okay, very cool.
Okay, so let me see what this is a surprise unpacking. When I told the lady I bought one of the ladies on the Adagio that I bought this, she said, you need to do an unboxing. That's why you're being subject to a 2.5-hour podcast.
Yep.
Oh, look. Bye-bye. Happy birthday.
Oh, well, that's cool. Mom, it might be that looks like a gift card thing.
It does look like a gift card.
Did you put in an order for a gift card?
I might have.
Because I didn't see that then.
It might be. Let me see. This is Fandom Blends.
Ooh, what's in here? Do you need help?
Let's see if I can get this open.
It looks like it opens.
Oh,
you pull it.
Oh, there's tape.
Apparently the pen is now our knife. Oh, I have my pen knife on my hip. Let's stop subjecting the pen.
My poor pen. Okay, so I got this. It's a Fandom Blend.
Hang on, Mom. Hang on. I have a real knife here. Let's stop torturing
my pen.
Your pen. Let me just...
We thought you guys might want to see the surprise with us.
There we go. Careful, it's sharp.
I apologize if you are bored.
Run, get yourself some tea. It's a shame I didn't think of this, back when we actually really needed it for the big boxes. I'm going to point it away from us, because this is...
Oh, look, they're all tins.
Oh, Mom, what did you get?
This one looks like it's... Oh, Cosmic Owl!
Oh, wait, is that your order? That's your order.
No, I didn't order these.
You didn't?
Or did I?
You did. You did order some. I remember you talking about it.
I think it's still on my... Did I order it?
Yeah, I thought you ordered it.
Okay, so I'm confused as to what is my... Yeah, these are all my owls. My owl...
I think they put your order in with the mystery box.
But why would they put it in a fandom...
maybe it's just the easier way to store.
Because I bought so many.
Yeah.
This is the kitty cat one from that lady. The kitty cat...
was that your gift?
No.
Tea with sugar.
Tea with sugar. The kitty cat passed away, I think, and she made this blend. Pocket Owl. These, they're all owl blends.
I think I've gotten things from this blender. I received a gift from this blender, I think. Or I favorited this blender or something. I recognize...
Well, yeah, some of these are from the same. And then this is that nice lady who does all kinds of animal blends and things like that. Okay, so
that's a really convenient box to keep your tea in.
Yeah, so I guess I purchased this one. Okay. I didn't think I purchased anything, but I guess I did with the mystery. Oh, that's right, because I had free shipping.
I was wondering how you got the free shipping.
Okay, so this is here. And this is here.
These two things together are probably what pushed you over free shipping.
Okay, this is what I was expecting. Okay.
You want to show the other thing first?
Well, let me just...
That makes more sense.
Yeah, because I couldn't figure out why they gave me this big box for the mystery box. Okay, this makes more sense. Let me just give myself some room here.
Give me room.
Give me room. Give me room. Okay, this is the mug I was telling you about. And you've seen this mug. Natalia has one.
Yes.
I didn't pay anything. I bought these, but I didn't pay anything for the next things I'm showing you.
Watch your hand, Mom, because that is a sharp knife.
Yeah, I earned these points.
You're in that time?
Huh?
You're in that. You actually worked.
I what?
You earned that. You actually worked.
I actually worked. Yeah, I earned that.
Sorry, Davina had that little song she used to sing when we were kids.
So this is my mug.
And it's a nice. It's got little tea emojis all over it.
It's a 12-ounce mug. So
which is perfect for the community teas.
Yes. So I will, or if I don't want a whole lot of teas, I'll put it up there.
And you can actually, what's really cool is community has this thing where you get the little, you saw that little sample turmeric she pulled out, which is that's about the size of community tea. They have sample boxes for different kinds of tea. So, oh, I want to sample oolong. I want mott's. I want black tea. I want pu'ers. You know, you can get a little box of that in the sample size, and then the 12 ounces is the perfect size.
Right.
And it's a good way to determine what you like for.
And I think this one is my mystery box finally here, because I didn't order this.
Yeah. Okay. I'll close it up.
And I asked on the what should I be expecting for this, and they said anything. It could be anything in terms of teas. Oh, Festivus for the rest of us. I like this one.
Oh yeah, that was good if I remember correctly.
Festivus for the rest of us is a fandom blend.
Actually, I didn't try that one because that was during December.
Amber, I don't know what this is.
You'll have to look it up.
I have to look it up.
Does it say anything on it?
Oh wow!
The name?
I've got all these dates for August.
Ooh. It's probably last August.
Oh wait a minute. This is candy apple concoction and bat brew.
Ooh.
And cat scratch.
That sounds like that might have been from the Halloween box.
Halloween maybe. So these are just you get a certain amount of points and you get the stuff, and they say it can be any kind of oh, here's another one. Pumpkin potion and ghoul gulp.
Wow,
So
you have all these Halloween ones.
I wonder if these are chais or what they are. And then I've got all these August blends.
I don't think it's August of this year.
Here's Daddy's. No, I doubt this year. Sip on.
Oh, it's the actual name of the tea.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that'd be fun if you like August. Sip on August 4th.
This is my husband's birthday. So August 4th.
I hope you like that one. What's
I
in
do
it?
too.
Let me see.
It doesn't say.
Yes, it does.
Oh, it does.
Black tea, apple pieces, natural passion fruit flavor, marigold flowers.
I don't know. We'll see.
Sometimes passion fruit surprises you.
Oh, I got Talia.
Yeah, that's a good tea.
Got Talia.
I wonder if I would have come. Oh, of course, if it's a little one.
Butterscotch. I was looking at that one actually. Some of these are just names. Like
I wonder if
August 25th.
Sip On is a box they have.
Indulge on.
So what's the difference between?
Oh, okay, this is what's the yellow? Is that
This is an herbal tea.
okay? So and this is probably a black tea.
Yes.
So this is a black tea, and this is August 5th is a black tea. I've got several black teas. It looks
This
like.
is rooibos, Mom. You might really like this. It's got rooibos, rose hips, apple pieces, lemongrass, natural banana flavor,
Ooh.
natural strawberry flavor,
So
strawberries, natural cream flavor, blue cornflowers.
Ooh, that might be good.
You might really enjoy that.
This is August 6th, and this one has decaffeinated
Ceylon.
So I have to do the lower temperature.
Orange.
And natural orange flavor.
If you get the right temperature for that, you would really enjoy
like
that.
Yeah. I've got Sip-On 25. I wonder if the Sip-Ons are herbal. They seem to be. Because Enjoy-On seems to be the... Well, no.
No, they have Indulge as well.
Yeah, I don't know. So Sip-On, this one is a green...
Green
infusion?
rooibos tea, rose hips, apple pieces, lemongrass. Wait, this is... Did you get 2 of this one? No, this is the one I put in there. Yeah, you got 2
I got
August
2 August 25th. Okay.
And that's the one I think you really like.
And I got 2 August 28th.
Okay, so what's 28th? 28th is black tea, mango pieces, natural mango flavor, and marigold flowers.
And then-
You like mangoes, don't you?
I do. What's this? Oh, it's a white tea.
Oh, you love white teas.
Yeah.
And that's got white tea, rose petals, natural pineapple flavor, and natural coconut flavor.
And this is the size that comes in the community.
So that's
It's
perfect
gonna
for her
fit
mug.
for this. So I'm really excited about this. Is awesome. Look at these. I mean, these alone, the sample tins go for $6
They
a
do.
piece. If you get the tins.
They're the equivalent of they're about a Plum Deluxe.
But I don't think it's quite as much.
No, I don't. I think they're a little bit more expensive because of the tins.
Of the tin. And so
You get these awesome tins with them.
I don't have to buy any containers from
Ever.
the Stitch Markers.
Ever again.
I mean, I'm hoping that a lot of these are chais, but they might be something else.
I bet they are with all the,
Yeah. I mean, this is really nice.
yes, Adagio Halloween Special. Wicked tea.
I'm kind of happy about this.
You're probably going to really enjoy Pumpkin Potion.
This one is a Christmas one.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's right, because it came with your Christmas box. I mean,
I have to check my notes first. I think so. Yeah, that's my tea stash. I'm sorry we kept you guys really, really late this time, but I blame it on a friend of ours from Adagio who said you need to have an unboxing on your podcast.
And we do it to run through books quickly, but because I have been doing reading and I'm proud of it.
And I've done reading as well, but we need to move.
Yeah,
because it's 2:00. We haven't eaten yet.
Oh yes.
Okay.
I hadn't realized how late we got started late because I was on taking a nap. While you're opening, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started with mine. I've finished quite a few books. I'm actually like 8 books ahead of schedule. I have the goal of 100 books. I'm mostly on Storygraph, although I am keeping track on Goodreads to a certain extent. So, finished The True St. Nicholas, Why He Matters to Christmas. Finished The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat. This is an audiobook I was listening to by Oliver Sacks. Fun fact, my migraine doctor became a neurologist because during the school, when he was still in the beginnings of medical school, he read his books, got fascinated by neurology, and that's why my migraine doctor's a neurologist. And this was the first book he read. He's read all the books, and he even met the man before he died. So, cool fun fact. Finished listening to The Magician's Nephew. Finished reading Sparkling Cyanide. I gave up trying to write the notes as I went. I decided I was just going to read it. Mm-hmm. Because I just don't have the focus and stuff to do that.
You probably remember more if you just read it.
Yeah, and honestly, I wouldn't have gotten it. Even though I could see where she built it, I wouldn't have figured it out. I actually kind of like that, to be quite honest. I don't necessarily want it to be so easy that I figure it out.
Right.
I finished James Albarioni, A Marvel of Our Times. So, finally. Finished listening to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Finished listening to Prince Caspian. Started and finished reading The Pale Horse. And I have it as an audiobook, but that's because I didn't take out C.S. Lewis' audiobook. This is not an audiobook. That's a book by Agatha Christie that I read. Currently reading Queen of the Conqueror, The Life of Matilda, Wife of William I by Tracy Borman, Until Crisis Formed in You by Blessed James Albarioni. I have some physical books here. I'm not going to show them to you.
Yeah, we have to get going.
Yeah.
You guys are probably going, hurry up already.
The Two Towers by J.R.R. Tolkien, still reading that. The Tea Book I'm really enjoying by Linda Gaylord. I am learning a lot from that. Still reading my physical version of Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. Started listening to, because I have a sync between my Kindle book and my Audible audiobook for Jeff Cavan's When You Suffer, Biblical Keys for Hope and Understanding. And it's actually him who's voicing it, I believe.
Yep.
Then I started rereading, because I had started it and then I'd never finished it, so I started it again. Never Bet Against Ocam. It's Mast Cell Activation Disease and the Modern Epidemics of Chronic Illness and Medical Complexity by Lawrence B. Afrin. And I think I'm finally in the mental space where I can read this and appreciate what's going on and maybe apply it to what's going on with me. This is a free book that you can... Okay, if you Amazon Prime, you can get this book and read it for free. I'm almost there. A Hobbit, a Wardrobe, and a Great War. How J.R.R. Tolkien, C.S. Lewis rediscovered faith, friendship, and heroism. Is a cataclysm of 1914 and 1918. That's a long title. By Joseph LeConte. You should pick it up because it's free.
Well, you have to send it to me, the link.
Yeah. And then I am listening to Migraine by Oliver Sacks on Audible and listening to The Horse and His Boy by C.S. Lewis on Audible. I need to have a heavy book and a light book.
Okay, I'm a lot lighter on my reading, so you guys...
Yeah, I have a certain goal to keep myself off of YouTube because I spend way too much... I spend too much time on YouTube.
I'm doing Daily Prayer 2022. I'm doing, I finished reading a book on St. Nicholas. I don't remember the title at the moment.
The same one I just said.
Yeah. Finished listening to Poirot's Christmas. Restarted listening to The Unexpected Guest by Agatha Christie. And I am reading an ebook on tea. I don't know what the title is because I just put it in there. And
yeah, it's not the same one that I have.
I'm going to be starting a book on Blessed Timothy Giacardo and finishing, I hope, Mother Thecla. And we've kind of dropped off. I have The Hobbit still that I'm working on, and A Woman for Our Times, The Divine Office for Dodos, which we haven't.
Yeah, we need to get back on that.
I don't know why I have Abandonment to Divine Providence still here. I checked it. I finished it, I think.
Oh,
I am reading Five Little Pigs. So that's basically what we're reading. We apologize for keeping you so long. We want to remind you that if you're Patrons, there is a special live stream on Friday.
Not special. It is a live stream.
Well, I just couldn't remember if it was live stream or Zoom.
Yeah, it's a live stream for Patrons, all levels of Patreons.
Right.
on Friday.
And we want to thank all the people who commented, whether on YouTube or on PHM proper. If I miss you, it's because I didn't see you before we podcasted. We want to thank Brittany, Paula, Kara, Looney Hiker, Christina, and Wendy MacGyver.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is not MacGyver, but that's what we call her. We want to thank everybody else who may have commented. All your comments are important to us, and we love hearing from you. So we're going to wish you all a very blessed week full of crafting, whether it's knitting, crocheting, whatever it is that makes you happy.
We need to feed Davina.
Yes, and ourselves. We hope to see you here next week for the Fun in the Woman Cave. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode...
Hang on, it is episode
487.
487.
And that's a wrap.
Bye.